You don't think it's too much? You're right.
As long as you're asking, why don't we go for a cool million? You do not think that would be too much?
Must be nice.
Okay, what's going on?
Face.
The trees. I came to see a king. What are you doing about that? You can't afford all this stuff on yourself. Someone who cares, someone to miss. When you're away, through here, God is name. To be loved, to be loved.
This is Bell's fault. But he cut all the good cussing out. Shut up. Oh, something like a phenomenon. Oh, boy, you don't know about that. Phenomenon.
Who gives you wings?
Well. He about to bring his own computer. What's wrong with you?
No one here is America's number one concern. Do one step. It helps prevent pregnancy by delaying ovulation, and it won't hurt my chances of getting pregnant in the future. You can get it right off the shelf. Over-prepared? Maybe. Confident? I've got this. This beer looks just like beer. I told you it's risky. It's over 100 years old. Created in Mexico by a Jew. It's not just any beer now. It's Dos Equis, the most interesting beer. Some things just makes them hurt. Some, like Basha's baked beans. Simple ingredients come together every day to make Alfredo this delicious. You don't mess with perfection. Introducing more of the Alfredo sauce you love on more of your favorite dishes. You heard that right. Alfredo sauce. So much more. You can even dip your breadsticks in it. Hold your applause. Add some wow to weekend
There's
breakfast
always
with
something to
Nutella.
do.
Nutella goes with pancakes. And it's convenient. With waffles and smiles. Wake up to wow with Nutella. Your little girl loves her sippy cup and won't drink out of anything else. You might like it too. Like Kelly Roaches, you don't have to choose or effective. Rain and remote with essential oils is safe for use around kids and pets. S.C. Johnson.
Oh, they can hear this? Might say coming to the American in the background. I didn't know y'all could hear this. Just a minute, y'all. Yo, you can hear me? You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hey, turn your phone or something?
You can hear me?
Yeah, barely.
Okay, hold on. You can hear me now?
Yeah, boy, you got that Boost Mobile connection, huh?
You can hear me?
Yeah. Let
What
me
the business is, my dude?
let me add these other people in right quick. Something tripping. Let's add these other people right quick.
Okay.
All right, all right. Send them the link. All right, y'all. Give me a minute, y'all. Give me a minute. This computer freezing up. All right. Send them the link. All right. One more person. Computer tripping. All right. One more person to send the link to.
I can't hear you. Say that again, sir.
Oh, I said I got one more person to send this link to.
Okay. So how this working? You asking me questions or how that's going? How it's gonna work?
Yeah, I'm just be asking y'all questions, man. Just about band, y'all band background, what it's like being the band director, just basic questions.
Okay. Gotcha.
Man, my computer really tripping right now.
I'm gonna be on it. My face gonna be on and off because I'm in the middle of cooking too. But
All right,
I can hear you good though, loud and clear.
all right.
Is it professional to have my cup on the
Man,
interview?
look, bro. This is
I
no
don't-
judgment zone. Go ahead.
All right. I think I'm gonna put it down though. I ain't gonna put it on the camera though. I don't want to look like the nigga that the alcoholic or the band director and shit.
Man, look, bro. It's Friday, man. All right, we got the second person.
It is Friday.
Hey, do what you got to do.
What's up? What's up?
Do what you got to do, man.
How y'all doing?
What's that,
All right,
homie?
y'all.
What's happening?
Waiting on the second person to hop in.
I probably finna send him the link.
So you go to Texas Southern, my dude?
Yes, sir. I do.
What you play, man? What you play?
I play cymbals.
Okay.
I was part of the funk train, and then I
Okay.
became drum major. I became cymbal section lead my sophomore year. Then I became drum major that following year.
Okay. You from Texas?
Yes, sir. Houston, Texas, North Side.
Okay. North Side.
Okay.
What high school you came from?
I came from North Forest High School, but it was known as MB Smiley High School.
Oh boy.
Oh,
Look.
you went to Smiley?
When I was in school, son, Smiley used to come to Louisiana, bro, the Morgan City Parade, son.
I've been hearing a lot of stories.
Oh my
A lot.
God, dog. Like, dog, I used to hate Texas bands just from them dudes, bro. Them boys would get off like 5 charter buses and come wreck shop at that parade, son. Like, they used to be a dog. Not to your school.
Yeah.
But boy, Smiley ain't play no games, bro.
And then my main plan is to really, after I get my degree from Texas Southern, after I do my 2 years, I go back to North Forest High School and build up that program. How it used to be.
Yes, sir.
And then I'm kin to Lawrence Jackson. So
You said you kin to Lawrence Jackson.
yeah.
For real?
Like he's my first cousin on my mama's side.
Hey, that's legit.
Like
that's
my papa's third cousin. Like
hey, you legit.
That's crazy.
You destined for greatness then, bro.
Yeah. Yeah,
Mr.
man.
J a fool, man.
That's crazy,
Yeah,
man.
I'm just the dude that just linger in the shallows and the shadows and just
That's what's
learn.
up,
Really,
bro.
that's just
That's
all I
what's up, bro. Keep doing your thing.
am.
You KK side too, huh?
Yeah, and follow me off of.
Okay, that's what's up,
All right, all
man.
right.
Congratulations for that. I wish I could do that when I was in school. When
Thank
I
you.
was in school, they ain't have KK side.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they just got
Man.
KK side back at Jackson State.
Yeah, Ada. You know, I was thinking
Yeah,
of giving them a gift. Like if this pandemic wasn't going on, my idea was to give a gift to them.
yeah.
Yeah, because I had one day Macy's, and like
Uh-huh.
I was gonna give them a gift. Yeah, I was gonna give it to them to say
Hey,
welcome back.
that's legit, though, bro. That's legit. That's legit, bro.
Yeah, Basha, you feeling lucky today?
Alex, man, what's going on?
How's it going, man?
I'm good, man. I'm good, man. All right, so let's get this started, man. Y'all can introduce yourselves.
All
Who
right.
going first? Who going first?
Well, I go first. You know. All right. My name is Wendell Scheller Jr. Former drum major at Texas Southern University Ocean and Soul Marching Band. I'm a music major, minor in jazz studies. This is my third year. I actually got 2 more years into my minor, and I'm a studio arranger. KK Side, follow me off of.
All right, all right.
What's him? Trey Varnando, the current band director at West Jeff High School in Harvey, Louisiana. Former director at Kenwood High School in the country. I went to Jackson State, played trombone, the SOP. What's him? Kappa Alpha Psi, all that. Ace Club, Fall 18. Yeah, all that.
All right.
How do I do it? I'm Alex Basha from Houston, Texas. I graduated from Texas Southern and University of Houston, bachelor's degree in music education, assistant band director at the Woodlands High School, head band director at Houston Mass Band here in Houston, Texas, and surrounding areas. Trombone player, euphonium player, Batitude, OE out the ocean, all day, every day.
Oops.
All right, we saying represent. All right, so man, let me start with the band director, man. So Trey, man,
What's up, man?
what made you want to be a band director, bro?
It's the story, bro. I get this to all my kids. I gotta excuse my utensils because I'm cooking too. But man, I wanted to be a band director, bro, because when I was younger, I was the baby of 3 kids. My mom and dad was going through whatever they was going through, and I really wanted to commit suicide, bro. Like I really felt like my family didn't love me, nobody cared about me, nobody would miss me if I wasn't here. So I used to do like stupid stuff, you know what I'm saying, to try to get attention. And my grandmother stopped me and she said, "Pray. You know, God got a special calling in your life." And so I talked to her a few minutes, went home and prayed, bro. The next day, my mom was like, "You got to go to band practice with your sister." My sister was a dancing doll at my old high school. "You got to go to band practice with your sister." I'm like, "Man, I ain't never had to go to band practice. I want to go out there." Like, what I want to go there for? Son, I went there and they was like, "Oh my God," changed my life on the spot. And I asked, could I be in the band? He was like, "You too young. You too young." So that like lit a fire under me. Like I really wanted to march. I really wanted to do this, do that. So every chance I got, I wanted to go to band practice. 6th grade hit. It was like tryouts or whatever, because my little program out there is a 1A school. So you can be in the band for 6th grade or whatever. Man, I went out to the little meeting. I told him I wanted to play a drum. I wanted to be on snare. That was my first instrument. I was on snare drum. Came home, he let me play on the snare pad, all that kind of stuff. I came home with the paper. Mom was like, "You're not gonna play no drum. Either you're gonna get a horn or you're not being in the band." I came back the next day and told him. He said, "You got either a trumpet, a trombone, or a baritone with your lips." He looked at me again. He said, "No, you ain't playing upper brass. You're gonna play lower brass. So you got a trombone or a baritone." And I said, "What is what?" He said, he showed me both of them. I said, "That long thing right there." He said, "Boy, that thing longer than you." I said, "I want to play that." And it went from there, son. And when I did that, son, it was up from there. That changed my whole mindset, man. Like, you know, I tell my kids all the time, music really saved my life. And he was such a great teacher. He taught me more than just band, you know what I'm saying? He taught me life. Because he saw what I was going through as a kid, and he was always on, "Hey, you gotta You got to stay positive, do this, do that. And I say that's what really made me want to be a teacher, to give back, because it's a lot of kids in the community that don't have that push, don't have that support system, and they need that. And a lot of them be on the edge of breaking down or giving up, and all they need is somebody to tell them, man, look, don't give up, you got it, you know. And I feel like I can do that for my babies, and that's what led me to do it, bro.
All right, man, that's crazy, man.
Nice,
I never
nice,
knew that,
nice.
man. I never knew you was, thinking about committing suicide.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why a lot of my kids, that I talk to, I let them know that up front, because a lot of kids, they want to see that you're human. A lot of band directors, they're like untouchable, because you got to have this iron face on. You got to have no feelings. No, these kids, most kids need a father figure, so I'm gonna be there for them. So that's what I do day in and day out, bro. Any one of my band kids that ever march under me, they'll tell you straight up. I check on them all the time. I make sure they're fed, make sure their grades are right. I check on their wellness as far as their mindset, how they feeling as far as all that, bro. Spiritual, all that. I make sure they're good 100%, because if it wasn't for Kenneth Butler Sr., that's his name. He went to Graham to play saxophone. If it wasn't for Kenneth Butler, I probably wouldn't be here, son. So I vowed, when I did this and I got my degree and everything, I was going to get that same energy back, bro. So that's why I'm doing it.
Man, that's what's up, man.
Wow.
Man, shout out to him, man. All right, so Wendell, man, give us your journey, man. How did you go from being in the drum section to being a drum major? What was that like?
Man, let me tell you, I started off in middle school, BCL middle school. Out of nowhere, I just came to BCL middle school. My mama told me, we're going to BCL middle school today. I was like, all right, cool, because my cousin went there. My cousin Brandon, he played cymbals. He was a cymbal section leader. I came in the room. I seen a bunch of kids on the drum warming up, just playing taps, 8 on each hand. And I was like, what is this? So I went to the back room. My cousin was like, all right, I give you these cymbals, these combo cookies. I was like, combo cookies? Is that what they really called? He was like, nah, it's called cymbals. It's called cymbals.
Combo.
So ever since, I've been playing cymbals behind my cousin, right? And then along came Clifton Love. Shout out to Cliff, my bro, AEA. That was my drum instructor, Clifton Love, C Love. He was box, 04. He been raising me up ever since. Joe B, Carl Dickey, BCL, man, we won. And start from 6th grade, we won grand champion every year until my 8th grade year. And then my 6th grade year, we also went to Washington, D.C. and performed at the Lincoln Memorial where Martin Luther King stand on did his I Am a Dream speech. I have pictures of that.
Man, that's crazy.
Yes, sir. Yes,
yeah,
sir.
I know, right? That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? So went to North Forest High School, started playing cymbals there with The Rock. Skill Wilson, that's my old drum instructor. Shout out to him. DJ, shout out to them. Most of them cats that come around North Forest, they also they went to PV or they went to TSU. So I was a different guy. Then my sophomore, junior year, I was chosen to be drum major. I didn't even try out. I was really chosen. And I was like, why choose me? Because and then Mr. Kenneth Varnando was like, I see a leader in you. And I was like, okay, so I'm gonna do it. Then along came Jonas McClain Jr., PV drum major from 05, Delta Psi. Came along the way and started showing me the ropes and arranging too. So I didn't even write music in high school. I was just looking at the notes and the score, and I just always wanted to do it. And then along came after I graduated, I did a back band at my graduation. Everybody was crazy. Everybody went, wow. It was like, oh man, drum major No 4 did a whole back band in his graduation. What you go do next? Next thing you know, I went to Texas Southern. Got auditioned. Well, I got auditioned by Gift as a pre-audition to my senior year. I got auditioned by Prof D my senior year at the Battle of Bands in Brookshire, Texas. So my senior year. Then along came Texas Southern. My freshman year, I started playing cymbals. Became crash section leader, funk train. It was nice experience. I was a music major. I didn't even know. I didn't even learn theory while I was in high school. I learned theory when I got into college, like right off bat. So I just had to play catch up. And then ever since, I just started playing marimba, which was a new instrument to me. And I was like, wow, like I never thought like it could get like this, like for real. So it started kind of getting hard playing marimba and knowing scales, but I started getting the gist of it when I watched other people do it, when I watched Prof D do it. So shout out to Prof D, Dr. Singleton, interim band director of the Ocean Soul Marching Band. Shout out to him. And then my sophomore year of college, I became cymbal section leader of the funk train. Simple Sexuality of the Funk Train, wrote out Stargazing. That was my very first arrangement,
Oh,
2018.
you wrote that?
Yes.
Yo, that's fire, bro.
Yes, thank you, bro. Stargazing. Ever since then, went on to that next year, tried out the drum major, became drum major fall 19 season, and wrote out Space Cadet.
Whoa, that's crazy.
So I just plan on to do more and more things.
Man, that's what's up, man. That's what's up. Alex, man, give us your journey, man.
Well, it's nice. Hey, bro, that was a nice journey, my dude.
Right.
For real.
I'm just a nobody hanging around a bunch of somebodies, man.
This man. He's trying to be nice, y'all. He's trying to be nice.
I've been around a long time. I'm native from Houston, Fifth Ward, which is sort of like Fifth Ward, Houston, Texas is about the equivalent to Ninth Ward in New Orleans. You know what I mean? Okay. Or if you're from Dallas, Bonton. So it's survival of the fittest, where we are. So it's survival of the fittest. I was a rough kid, dog. I was a rough kid. I got 7 sisters, so fighting was what I had to do because my sisters are younger than me. I ended up at MB Smiley High School, playing trombone underneath Mark Gordon, who's currently the band director at
This
Langston.
man with the Smiley too? Not to cut you off, dog. I just get a good about Smiley, bro. Dog, Smiley was a hound, son.
Man, Smiley was the truth, man.
Man, we tried to be, man. Being honest, Willow Ridge was still top dog. But we manhandled a lot of people back in my day. Got there to Smiley, and I learned a lot of things from Mark Gordon, Joe B, Kyle Turner, awesome guy. His daughter is actually married to Roderick Little of Jackson State, the headband.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, man. It's a lot of connections. I'm connected to a lot of people just from hanging around. Ended up at Smiley, got in some trouble at Smiley. So my grandmother moved me out from the whole north side. Still stayed in Fifth Ward, but I ended up going to James Madison High School, and that's when I met Sam Jackson. I met him in middle school, but was doing summer jazz workshop here in Houston. I met Sam Jackson, who was actually the writer of Texas Southern's fight song and their school song. Okay. That's the person that wrote Nick, like in the 70s and 60s.
Wow.
So ended up running into him and Ronald Thornton from Willow Ridge, and it became my private lesson teachers. And man, it just excelled from there. And they convinced me not to go to Southern University. They pushed me to go to Texas Southern. Hey man, I was at Smiley. What you expect? Where you thought I was going?
Right.
That's where they wanted me to go, and I was gung ho, baby. I was ready to go. We already had a drum major there. Broadway, he was already drum major at SU in the mid 2000s. I think it was 2005 or 2006. But I ended up going to Texas Southern. It was an awesome journey. Clarence Gibson, Prof. Gibson had just got there. So that's 05, 06, we was on fire, man. So I didn't miss a step of being a part of great programs. So excellence is what I like to do. And if it's not going to be excellence, then I'll just cut it short. Went to Texas Southern, crabbed an OE, crabbed a baritone batitude, both sections. In Texas Southern, if you don't know, you go to a different section, you crab again. So you got to be a tough booger. Like, we don't give passes. The next year you in somebody else's section, guess what? White t-shirt again, brother.
That's true. That is true. That's just how it is.
That's just how we roll. You got to be willing to face those consequences. I had Prof. Gibson as a teacher, Professor Lee, who was awesome. Mr. Darrell Singleton, Prof. D, or Dr. D now, who's now the head band director at Texas, I believe. I went through there for 4 years, and then I transferred to University of Houston. I wanted a different outlook on band. I like our culture. I love our culture. But considering how Houston is more core style oriented, I want to be well-rounded where I can jump to any school. University of Houston being on my resume and my degree got me into a lot of places that a lot of people couldn't step forward into because they have an HBCU, and it's sad it's that way, but that's the way the ball bounces until we regain control of where we are. Got to University of Houston, graduated. I learned a lot, and my first school was at Ebony Worthing with Ren Joseph, and then I went to Phyllis Wheatley as head band director, and I ended up at Jeff Davis until they changed the name, and then I ended up at the Woodlands High School trying to boost up my core skills and such. I didn't so forth leave marching band. I just took a time out, man. Just trying to always learn something new. I run two bands here in Houston, two R&B, one a jazz, one a country and R&B band. I gig on the side, play organ at church, man. Still do my band directing and still do private lesson teaching and run hum at the same time. So music is me completely in general. I just love helping Houston. I'm trying to get it back and raise people like Wendell and other people, man, that just pass on the knowledge I know to make my city better. Because I'm tired of seeing New Orleans kicking our ass.
As
I'm
long as
sorry.
you know.
Hey, I'm not even gonna lie, man. Like New Orleans, y'all, I feel like y'all are so harmonic oriented, like melodically. Like I feel like y'all ears is so different because y'all whole city is around music. Jazz, for instance, like it just like y'all just it's y'all superpower. You know what I'm
Bro,
saying?
let
And
me
when
tell
y'all
you.
come together at a practice, y'all just go fed. Y'all
Let me
probably could
tell
do
you.
a song on spot.
Let me
Right.
tell you, bro, how it goes.
Without
Son.
paper.
Now, I'm not even from New Orleans. Now, you know, my dad was down here. I stayed when I was a kid, but I can't claim that because I didn't grow up down here. I grew up in the country. So I always idolized the mindset and the drive that New Orleans kids had. Now my little program when I was in high school, we used to come down and do parades, but it was nothing on no battling, no nothing. It's come in here, get that money, get out. So,
Mhm.
you know,
Okay.
my little program is known for field shows. So if you check on Kenwood back in the day or whatever, it's field show, field show, field show.
Right.
So when I got to West Jeff, shout out to Barrel Coleman. When Barrel Coleman decided to leave Jeff,
Barrel.
Shout
Barrel
out to
Coleman. When
Barrel, that's my
Barrel
brother.
decided to leave Jeff, you know what I'm saying? He hit me up. He was like, Trey, and he played with me, bro, like 3-4 months. Man, come down here, man. I'm like, man, whatever. Because we always play bullshit when we talk. I'm sorry. We always play like
You
a
good?
fool.
You good? Go ahead.
Yeah, we always play like a fool when I talk to him. But he was like, no, I'm serious. Like, really come down here and apply. Man, I came and I applied. I talked to 3 kids. They're in school now. I talked to Bara Issa. He marched for J State on bass drum. I talked to that was Lewis Cooper. He played trumpet for Southern right now. And it was Eric Powell Jr. That's my drum instructor right now. Them boys was in my interview, saying, and the principal, they let them ask all the questions. Like I'm talking about how you interviewing me right now. It was 3 kids doing me that, saying.
No.
Wow.
Man, the first day I walked in the band room, you know, they was amped up. They was sizing me up because I came in with a bow tie on or whatever. Sized me up. So I told the drum majors, just do your thing. Let me see how you run practice. You would never think them kids didn't have a band director in their band room, son. Like, they ran practice like nothing. I'm talking about from warm-ups, discipline, scales,
I
new
love that.
music.
I love to hear that.
I'm talking about, bro, you just walk into it, bro. And long story short, I was saying New Orleans bred musicians. Like the drive that kids have down here, bro, is unreal. They by the time they're 3 or 4, they can play a horn already.
Right.
You got somebody, a cousin, an uncle, or somebody that's got a horn and they playing on their horn all day, bro. They have some of the best tones, some of the best ears down here, bro. It's ridiculous. Like I don't know if y'all saw my drum major. He's been on all these little music arranging things. Nathaniel
Right.
Duranga. Yeah,
Shout
bro,
out.
that boy, that man, Justin 11. He's just a junior this year, bro. And I mean, he's writing music, and it's like I'm looking at my music like, you know what? I ain't got to write no more. I'm gonna let him do it because he writing his butt off.
That's your feeder system.
Yes, he's in there though, son. Like I'm talking about, like I stay on him. I don't really give him no props. I know you probably watching me now. He's gonna be mad about this, but I don't really give him no props. I stay hard on him because I want him to be better. Like I want him to never get relaxed. Never let yourself like, oh yeah, I'm this, I'm that. Don't never think that. Let your work speak for itself. So I hardly ever give him props, and I stay on him. I'm talking about I be nitpicking his music. And why you got the trombone chord inverted right here? You know they can't play that. Think about your trombone chord. Think about the trumpets. And I just stay on him. Never give him no props. He be like, bet. And his work show. He really worked.
That sounds real good. I wish in the future Houston get like that for real because New Orleans, y'all hold difference. Y'all hold different super monsters. Y'all hold different super monsters.
Man,
Y'all
since
hold
we
different.
speaking on Houston, man, and since y'all from Houston, man, what would y'all say has been, I guess, the downfall with Houston band scene? Like
Funding. I say funding and also communities, really, to be honest. Because in North Forest, when I was in high school, it was not a lot of kids that was a band. It was about like 12 or 17 people, but we made it work. We still produce sound. You know what I'm saying? We just produce what we can. That's all it's about. I just really hope for Houston to really just come up, like elevate, like they just do research, because if New Orleans could do it, we could do it. Especially Houston did it back in the day with Willow Ridge. So I'm surprised if Willow Ridge could do it. I'm surprised that North Forest could do it. You know what I'm saying? So we just want to bring it up. Just had to bring it up. Really funding.
I'm not gonna say funding, because I've been teaching a long time, bro, like almost 15 years now. So I'm gonna say that it's camaraderie. Houston has a big issue. I think every city has a big issue with some band directors take things more personal than others, to the fact that they're hindering other people's programs, or they're so caught up in the drama that they don't excel in their own programs. In Houston, man, to me, I know the struggle of New Orleans and funding, man. Like a lot of times, the cats don't get a lot of everything, but they make happen with whatever. You know, you seeing that 190 piece band, you know what I mean, that 128, and you have no idea what them boys struggled to do to get that. And that was amazing to me when I saw that 02 Carver versus Reed. I was down for that. And I was like, I went to their practices and I was like, man, you boys got all different kind of horns and they still made it happen and sound beautiful with it. And ever since then, that was a long ass battle, like 3 hours I was sitting in the auditorium. but
right.
That's the first time I met Wilbur Rollins and Miguel Bonds. With the G Nights, man. It was, hey, bro, I'm well traveled. But hey, that opened my eyes to like, it's bands like this. It was like peeling your face back, Doc. That's the first time I heard Survivor play like that, Mr. Magic, Treat Her Like a Lady. Like I can go down the list. Carvin Reed was running
that culture is off the chain down here, son.
Yeah, man, them boys was, man. I mean, at the end, they got along. But in Houston, we have the money. I mean, most of our schools are 5A, 6A, 4A. You know, we have the funding. We have buku. That's not the issue. The issue is here, God spit out football, not band. So a lot of times, bro, football comes first before anything. You can be in a band program and you can have the talent as a director, but let's say a primary school like North Shore in Houston, Texas, they win a national championship for football a lot. You go to North Shore and try to start a band and try to, do what we do in our culture, it's going to be very hard when you got a team that wins 98% of the time, goes to the state championship, you know what I mean, every other year. You know what I mean? You're competing against something in a state that's very difficult to do. So you have to find different ways to grow your band. And a lot of times it's connecting with other band directors and finding out what they do different in different sides. You know, HISD is the biggest district in our city, but there's other districts. You got Katy, the Woodlands, or Conroe, Cypress, and all those other. But HISD is where our culture survives at, and it's dying down because the directors are fighting each other. They're fighting each other. They're cutting each other as far as off from other jobs, or they don't want to communicate, or hey man, how'd you get them to sound like this, or what do you use for tuning methods, like stuff like that. I was raised by older band directors, so as much as they would bump heads when it's wartime, when all that calmed down, man, you would see a picture of them drinking margaritas together or beer or whatever, and that's out the window. That's how I was raised. But it just seems to be that I'm not gonna say the newer generation, because there's some of my people like that too. It's just that nobody wants to help anybody, and I don't think it'll be a while, at least 10 years, before we get anywhere close, if I'm being honest, to New Orleans or even Dallas, because Dallas is doing great right now. Like I'm seeing that program Skyline.
Shout out to Terrence Brock.
Yeah, Terrence Brock at Carter. Mark Martin at Beaumont United.
Oh, shout out to my LV.
Yeah.
Mark
Alex
Martin,
Frazier
genius.
and Trent Johnson, man, at PA Memorial. Just a side note, bro. A lot of people don't give Trent Johnson the credit, man.
Right.
And I was trying to figure out, like, bro, I much props to Brian Simmons. You know, God rest his soul, Professor Cornell Knighton, cold people. But I'm talking about the starter LLI, Trent Johnson, Baton Rouge All-Star Band. Without him, it wouldn't exist. I remember I wiping the floor with everybody in 04.
Yeah. Yeah.
Say
in Southern State.
what year you said? What year you said?
He said, "Oh,
2004.
folks."
That was
Hey, I
04.
was in that band. I was
It was
in that.
Grady Houston. It was I think it was 3-5 came out, or 3-5 All-Star Band. One of them, Washington Marion, LLI, and I think Shreveport All-Star Band, or Port City. It was a smaller band to the side. In Alabama.
I'm watching
But
that band
LLI was
0405, man.
yeah.
Is
And
there a video on YouTube?
there is a video
Yeah,
on
it is.
YouTube.
Yeah. It's on
Yeah.
YouTube.
LLI,
All right,
bro.
research.
And Trent was a primary area to that band, and nobody gives. It's like they erased him out of history. And I was like, man, this dude did some cold stuff. Daryl Fields from New Orleans. I had no idea. You know, after Help was slowing down, that Daryl was carrying St. Aug like that, and he came out here to Houston. And I want to learn so much from him for drilling, fam. Like, I'm not ashamed to say if I don't know something, I'm gonna go learn it because I want to be as great as I can be. And the only way for you to be great is to get on these people's nerves that are great.
Exactly.
That's the only way you can be. I want to be a jack of all trades. I want to be unbeatable and unstoppable in every area. And I mean, I will bug the hell out of Daryl Fields. Trying to figure out how you do these drills, fam. Like St. Aug out here busting these turns. Like, I don't care. Whatever you got to do. We can haze, jump in the cut, whatever we doing. Let's get this done. But man, Houston can grow, man. If
It can really grow.
back. If the communication comes back and everybody gets on one accord, and it's about the kids and it's about sending them off to college, making their lives better, even if they don't go, man, making them better human beings, better musicians, just better people. Because I mean, we're gonna be old one day. I don't want nobody crazy taking care of me in the old folks' home. So
Right. I want to die as a musician.
So I think the communication, if it was a lot better, man, we would grow tremendously strong because it trickles down to the colleges, to the all-star bands, all that. That's all one big pipeline. And you see it every year broken, whether you see it in the summer, whether you see it during the football season. And it's nothing against any director from Houston. If y'all watch it, man, not saying that y'all programs are not inadequate or adequate or not up to par. I'm just saying, I know all of us can at least be 120 like we used to be. I remember Yates booked 100 people. And now you're looking at 20, 30 folk in a band, 4 trombones, a tuba, maybe 2 trumpets. Like, nobody should be like that, fam. That's pep band. That's
Right.
pep band.
Right.
Being real.
Right.
I wouldn't take that nowhere. It's just me.
Okay, man. Since we're speaking on all-star bands, man, this is a question for all 3 of you guys. Do you all think the all-star band, is it good for the culture or is it bad for the culture?
It is good for the culture because it develops.
A lot of kids want to, what they call it now, get their rocks off. So they want to come to the program and kind of act a fool on the horn, don't really take it serious because it's all-star band, it's all-star band. But in actuality, all-star band keeps your chops going, like my dude Wendell said. It keeps your chops up for the next season. So a lot of band directors encourage their kids to go to all-star for a couple of reasons. One, you're not in the streets getting in trouble. 2, you're keeping your chops up. 3, you're sitting on side of some vets or some legends in your community on that particular horn. And that's some kind of stuff that college can't teach you.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So
Facts.
that's the bad I see. People just acting a fool. The good, like I said, you're sitting on side of people who you getting a free schooling. You know what I'm saying? All-star practice run from 6 to 9. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's 3 hours of free knowledge, free nicks, free necks. You know what I'm saying? The better you own that horn, like that's your whole goal. You play the horn, you're supposed to master that thing. Bro, that's free knowledge all month, the whole month. You can't beat it. So I encourage all my kids to go to All-Star. Man, I'm talking about I used to have a car full of people taking them to All-Star. Because that's some stuff you can't teach. And that's what I think the good about it. You know, some bad habits here and there, but I think it's mostly good overall, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
What you think, man?
I'm in the middle, man. Because I do teach and I do run the all-star band. I was at home when it first started, and I was honored to be given the reins by Clarence Gibson to take over. And I've seen the good, I've seen the bad. I played in all the good and played in all the bad. So I took L's and I took dubs. So I seen, you got some bad habits here or there. Maybe people smoking, you got younger kids, people drinking. And then you got the good part of it where I see kids who couldn't even play the B flat scale are now running through music, you know, within a matter of a month, all because they're trying to compete with this cat who may have played in 99 or 2001. That, you know what I mean? I agree with Trey, man. It does a lot. I see the good and bad in it. I want to say from the director standpoint, I understand them not wanting some of their kids to go because they feel that bad habits might come back to their program. On the flip side of that, I feel like, well, we all being honest on here, man. With my program, I teach a certain way. It doesn't matter where they go. They're not going to come back with bad habits because they know I don't deal with that. So if you're going to come back with that habit, find you another band. So that's just me. That everybody else teaches totally different. I just feel like they should be free to do what they want to do during the summer. And if you're correcting their discipline the way you need to be corrected, then they don't come back to your program with issues because they know Mr. Basha or Mr. Trey or Mr. Sheldon don't play none of that mess. So let's leave All-Star Band where it is, because now it's back time to go back to your own. But you got a couple people that try the band director and so forth and so on, and it happens. The good part to it, it's free private lessons. Who don't want that? Right. Who don't want that all summer, man? I mean, we get tired of band directors. Boys want to take a vacation, be with their family, go out and party, you know what I mean? And you come back and your kid can run 12 majors, 12 minors, you know, do a little run here and there, you know, playing 30-second notes, you know, can glissando, can play a little jazz rip. I'm impressed because now I have to work. I don't even have to work that hard. We can continue on with your education on a higher level. So, you know, it's one big pipeline, like I said before. I see the good and I see the bad. But I think overall, man, I think it's better for all our cities to have All-Star Band ever since we started, like from the high school point, and it grown into the, you know, the mass bands. I think it's been really just pushing these kids to play harder music, because I have to say from 95 to now, the music has completely changed.
Completely different.
Mama
rap take over. Mama rap take over, and they Kratos. I'm telling you, bro, I'm telling you.
You wouldn't hear stuff like that in the arrangements that you hear now. You know what I mean? You wouldn't hear that through music. Maybe the Woodwinds will have it, but they're forcing brass players to do things that they're supposed to do out the Arbin book in the first place. And I think that's awesome, bro. That's awesome that they're pushing them to that level, that you don't have to be a professional musician to have that professional chops and skills or attitude. I think All-Star Band brings that out, because a lot of arrangements, especially with New Orleans, I gotta give credit to Georgia. Georgia plays some impressive stuff. Kennedy over there at Memphis, they play some very impressive arrangements, man. Some stuff that high school kids would have problems playing. And I think that helps the band directors on their side, because I know some of these band directors want to write some outlandish and crazy stuff. Well, there you go. We're doing the dirty work for you. We're pushing them to be better.
Yeah.
What do you want?
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay. So Wendell, man, since you're a cymbal player, quick question, man. Who is your top 5 best cymbal sections?
You say top 5 best cymbal sections?
Yeah.
All right. All right. None biased. None biased. All right. Number 5. I give it to Talladega. For one, because rap tunes, they sound clean. They come up with some choppy stuff. Visuals clean. All that. When it comes with playing through the band, they play through the band. Number 4, Southern. Southern is a good cymbal section too. They decent, they chill, they in the pocket, they show little moves here and there, and they also, when it's time to battle, they go for the kill. Let's see, number 3, Grambling. They just got endorsed into Sabian, so that brings a new sound to their section. I seen that this previous year. Shout out to India. She plays cymbals at North Forest, and she had Grambling playing cymbals now. So I give Grambling number 3. Number 2. I say TSU, number 2, because TSU, we have AAX. You feel me? We are different from everybody.
Right.
The reason why I said number 2 is because we so different, but we have our own flavor. We definitely have our own flavor compared to like back in the old days with K-Lee, Baca, K-Lee 2, Skip, all them cats. Vincent, all them cats, they are so different and crazy, man. Wild twirl, they go stupid. And I feel like when I came into play, and when White Boy came into play, and when Jackie Chan came into play, we created like a whole different type of fusion. So it creates a whole different type of beast. And number one, I'll be honest, Jackson State. Jackson State, they have their own flavor as well. But they have their little Mississippi style. They dance, they have chops, they clean, they play dynamics, they visuals all together clean, very together, they wild, they have a sense of character. They have a sense of character. So that's my top 5.
Okay. Trey, man, since you played trombone, who's your top 5 trombone sections?
Say, bro, you should ask me another question than that, bro. Y'all boys ever seen him making the band before? Who's the high rapper? Dylan.
Oh man, this dude.
So you put me on the spot with that one, bro, because they just was talking about TOP, man, Southern Trombone Section, and our group today, bro. Shouts out to them boys on that on that video cover for 2 Chainz and Lil Wayne, man. Shout out to the trombone section for that. I'm gonna say my top 5, son. In no specific order: D. Jackson State, Alabama State. I'm gonna say Alcorn, Texas Southern, Graham. Them 5.
Okay.
Honesty. Very honest.
Yeah, Alex, man.
See, in my era, I ain't gonna lie. People might get mad, but I'm a realist. I'm gonna tell you where, you know what I'm saying? I marched the SOP. I'm J State to the bone. But when I was marching in the band from 05 to 08, Alabama State trombone, that's who gave us our competition. Alabama State. Now, Texas Southern, they busted us up in 05. I ain't lying. I swear to Lord.
Oh.
They busted us up. I ain't lying. They busted us up. Like, we saw red when we saw y'all boys. And, you know, it's a big rival with Southern and Alcorn or whatever. But 2005, son, we took a lot of L's, bro. And one of them L's was to Texas Southern. I ain't gonna lie. For the people that, you know, J State diehards, y'all know I'm a realist. I don't care. You can get mad. Tell your mama. I don't care. But in 05, everybody bust us up. Band-wise, trombone-wise, we was clean. But band-wise, they bust us up. My top 5, though, J State, Southern, Alabama State, Alcorn. My 5th one was Texas Southern. Yeah, no specific order, though.
Okay. Alex, man, you played baritone, right?
Oh, trombone and baritone.
Trombone and baritone. Okay, so who would you say are your top 5 B-tone sections?
Here we go. Take your time. Man. Take your time,
man.
With all my crab brothers and ocean people mad at me, man. Stuff changes, okay? Stuff happens. It's the SWAC. It's any given Saturday and Friday you could be taken out. So, I mean, I could like one section 1 week and another week, and then they get smashed on the next week. It's just what happens. It depends on who playing each other. Like, I got to be honest, man. Every time we, as Texas Southern, we play Southern, it's like the Negroes got a problem with us. Like, the aggression across the field is real. I don't hear from no other band. They play J-State, and they chilling. They get to TSU and act like, you know what I mean, we slept with their mama or something. Like, I'm trying to figure out what's the problem. I'm serious. You think I'm lying? Check out TSU 2011. I was like, these dudes upset about something. It sounds personal. Like, it sounds real personal. You can feel the aggression, man. I was like, these dudes hounding. But if I had to pick a section, and we're talking about just blowing, and we're talking about the sheer power, then I'm gonna go with SU, okay, first, and then I'm gonna go with Texas Southern. All right, that's not trying to be biased. I'm being real, but euphoniums and baritones, that's 2 totally different things. The people have to learn.
Totally different.
So if I'm gonna be realistic about it, and we're gonna say who's been holding it down and who's been sticking to their roots and who's actually been playing worth a damn, I have to give it to J State. I'm sorry. And people gonna look at me crazy.
Did that man just say Jackson State? He just said that?
I did.
That still play on baritones, not UFOs, but baritones.
Baritones, and that's
Okay.
why. That's why I play baritone, and you can still hear these boys cutting through the band. Everybody else is on these 2-time huge euphoniums. And on a euphonium, for all you euphonium people who don't know anything about euphonium, the upper register is easy as hell on euphonium. CD, basically, we're talking about CD, E, F, easy, squeal it out. But on a baritone, try doing that on a king. Try hitting a super E and an F on a king and think a whole section gonna do it. Hell no, it's not happening. But J-State make that shit look easy. Like, I don't know how many people, what's that song Wendell they played against Talladega when he smashed on them and walked off in the parade this past season? Was it Kill Shot?
Kill Shot.
Yeah, Kill Shot. It was Kill Shot.
I mean, them baritones was ringing in the corner. Ringing. I mean, like, against euphoniums, fam, you technically should lose that fight.
Right.
But they be hanging in there. And a lot of people, I feel like, overlook them simply because they're not following the trend. But I have to give credit where credit is due. J-State stuck to their roots, and they're making everybody pay for it.
That sounds aggressive. That sounds really aggressive.
That's what it is. I mean, they are. They making people suffer for that. I like Southern euphoniums. Them boys play so together. I like their tone. I like their style that they have at Southern. I definitely love Texas Southerns. You know what I mean? But it's a couple of things I have to put in factor why I put them below J-State. Like with Southern, that's the machine. They have a system. Everybody knows they have a system. We may not know what the system is because none of us play in Southern band, but their system works for them. Okay. And when those euphoniums came, I felt like it was overcrowding a lot of things in their music. You know what I mean? It was just really overplaying. They trumpets are very strong, but Southern trumpets just don't sound like Southern trumpets used to be. They used to be really transparent and over the band. They're not anymore. Same thing with TSU. If I'm being realistic about my school, the baritones run the band.
Yeah.
Anytime they feel like they want to crank up and no band is just Texas Southern featuring the baritone, they will. They will. And I mean, they some hounds on the horn. A lot of them boys just hounds. In person, I've heard them. I'm like, these some dirty dogs. And they doing what they got to do. Some of them from New Orleans. so I mean, so but I got to go with J-State. J-State know how to hold them and fold them. And every time they play with they band, they hold it. It's even, it's balanced. I can't argue with that. As I get older, bro, clarity is more important to me than overplaying or overblowing.
Right. So
hey, I'm not even. But before you go on, I'm not even gonna stunt, son. Anybody that know me, that know about how I talk about band and brag on band, and I ain't just saying that because he was talking about Jackson or whatever. But I always said Texas Southern has the most ridiculous UFO players.
Yes.
Like, I would take.
I feel like
on another planet, man.
Over anybody.
We on cocaine, bro.
I take
them UFOs on another planet, man.
Like, them boys is off the chain. Off the chain. Much respect.
Like,
to them boys,
I feel like with our band, like our harmonic substance compared to like 05, 08, it's very modern, but it's very broad and strong because our tubas is really kicking butt. Like, we really some monsters out here. Like, a lot of people don't think that Platinum Funk could do it. We could do it. They could do it. I'm telling you. If it wasn't for coronavirus.
Yeah, man. Shout out Dog Team.
Look, TSU, and Jackson State would have go fed this year.
What?
If it wasn't for coronavirus.
What?
If it wasn't for coronavirus, we will go fed. I'm telling you.
Hey, I love to hear that, man.
I'm telling you, we will go fed like it's 2011.
Hey, you ever been hunting before?
Huh?
You ever been hunting before?
Hunting before, yeah.
So when you go hunt, you have a dog with you?
Look at this dude.
I kill him. I have strategies.
So I was gonna ask him how do a hunting dog bark? That's all you hear.
Man, shout out to Ricky, man. This is my co-host. Ricky, what's up, man?
Man, bring everybody in the video. I only can see 4 people.
What's up, boy?
You can't see everybody, Ricky?
Shit. That look like the drum major from TSU, huh?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Ricky, man, you got some questions, bro?
No, I ain't got no question. I'm trying to see what's going on. I hear
Hey,
some
we just
Jackson
chilling.
State crash talk. There's some Texas Southern crash talk.
Hold up. Watch your mouth.
Hey, what happened to Lions, Tigers, and Bears? Oh my.
Oh,
Tigers and Bears.
oh.
Hey, they'll never talk about that fifth quarter from the boombox last year.
Last year, it wasn't no talk about it because we walked in that thing and walked out that thing straight like
With
that.
y'all head hung low.
You ever seen that basketball video with that dude push his head up like that? That's J State, boy. We'll never dream.
Shit. Y'all, do I need to pull up the video that I got recorded on my phone showing them
What kind of
drunk
video?
like,
Now, if you stand in front of Texas Southern Band, then I'll get all that. You stand in front of Southern Band, I get all that. 50-50 on the field, it ain't no dog and nothing. You know that. Now,
what you mean?
Rick,
I'm on the 50-yard line.
Going way back, Rick. You know.
Rick about to bring out the video.
Yeah,
Rick, man, don't do it, man.
He got some rigged up videos he finna show.
I ain't gonna
Rick,
show
don't do it, bro.
Hey, let me tell y'all something about band head.
Oh Lord.
When a band take a L, no if it's the 0, halftime, or the 5th, they talk about everything except that part of the battle. Have you ever seen somebody from J State talk about Lions, Tigers, and Bears from the boombox? They talk about everything else. They talk about victory lap.
That's one song out of how many songs though? That's one song out of how many songs?
Be summa cum laude. Do you know what the summa cum laude means? You at the top of the class.
I know what that means. I know what that means. So
I pick West Jeff Band over Sonic Boom.
Hey, whoa! I think you're trying to take a shot at West Jeff, and you ain't gonna do that because I stand 10 toes behind mine. You gonna do that? And with the red cup.
Hey, where he at?
Huh?
Hey, sucker, you heard what I said. I pick you over them.
Hey, let me tell you something.
But to be honest with you, man, this year Texas Southern, the boom would have destroyed y'all ass. You know why? You know why? You know why they would have destroyed y'all? Because y'all was still in the phase getting over losing Gipp. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not even gonna lie to you. You very honest about that, because how I think about band in a modern way, I think of it like it's a Marvel Cinematic Universe. Like we in a whole universe in a timeline. And wherever we lose that big character, that dies or that just get killed off, yeah, I understand that.
Watch this. 3 examples. When Southern lost Nate, the band still was here, but it kind of declined. The band was still Southern, but they was like, man, fuck. When Jackson went to Queen City and got in trouble for shoplifting, and they lost all them people and lost their band, what they did, man. So when y'all lost Gipp, it was like, cause now the band y'all had at the National Battle Band,
yeah,
when Gipp, that band would have caused trouble in the swag. But by losing Gipp, the momentum
left. Boom ain't still nothing, boy. They gave us that stuff.
What, they gave y'all a free ticket home? Y'all had to call the
Say we have vouchers. Well, we have vouchers for them pillars, boy.
What about the spreadsheets that y'all got for COVID in y'all dorms now?
That's what they got us for. We had two twin sheets, and we had a big pillow and one of the other pillows, son. All that other stuff was already taken care of, son. That's what people don't understand. And they be getting the misunderstanding like J State Steel. Them people gave us all that. 2 twin size sheets. We had 2 girls that was on the spirit squad. They ain't bring no covers, so they need something to go home with. So we get twin size sheets. They were gonna listen, bro.
Is this the story, or I'm just laughing just because of what he said?
Hey, you got to realize, man, that boy full of shit. He a boom to. And listen. I'm not a biased band head. I'm not. Like, ain't gonna lie. My favorite Texas Southern song the last 3 years, "Move Your Body."
Woo! Basha, shout out to Basha for that, boy, because that boy a monster. And you gotta talk to the creator of that. You gotta talk to him because that boy.
Ask him, Alex. When I heard that, Didn't I come up to you at where I saw you at when I came up to you? And what I came up to you and say, let me buy that arrangement right now. And what you told me, I can't sell it to you because I don't want nobody to blow it at us. Didn't you tell me that?
Oh, dang, Basha. It's
When
okay.
I-
He's
when I heard
protecting his copyright issues. It's okay. It's okay.
Man, listen.
It ain't got nothing to do with copyright. Anybody can have anything I have for free. I don't charge nothing for nobody.
Man, no. Hey, that song there.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you, that song was a beast, especially the Sumo
part. If I was the assistant band director at Texas Southern, that would be in my repertoire year in, year out. Because it's a Texas Southern banger.
It is.
It's gonna be like J State. They're gonna play victory lap the next 5/5 quarter.
All right.
I told them boys I was cooking something on off the camera. Let me tell you something, Rick. It's a saying that say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So we're gonna play victory lap every year unless somebody touch it. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody touched it yet. No arrangement, no power, no aggression touched that yet. So
Trey,
until then,
bro.
we're gonna play that.
Trey.
Boy, that was a fucking fanfare y'all played. It
don't matter who played a better one. It don't matter who played a better one this year. Who played a better fanfare?
TSU.
What song? What song?
Victory lap that Deontay Kennedy wrote?
Hell no.
Boys, you fucking crazy.
Hey, I'm gonna go Alcorn, bro. I like Alcorn version.
And to tell you the truth, Alcorn,
what the heck?
Alcorn smacked him at that Soul Bowl.
Hey, look, I like the Alcorn.
Let's go back to 2018 Alcorn when they got smashed by TSU with that sativa. I ain't wrote that. My LB did. He wrote that. But Alcorn 2018 was a fed 0 quarter to the field.
Hey.
No. What? Now I ain't gonna say that. Was that the year Miles went up there?
No, that was 17.
That was 17.
Because Miles beat Alcorn with a baseball bat that year. Now, Miles took that up there. Also, Texas Southern. They last best year to me was
this man, yeah.
I got to think on that one. Well,
I ain't gonna lie to you. I say our last best year was 18.
I'm doing something coming.
Off for real. I say our last best year was 2018 and 2017. Off for real.
Y'all, but the band that y'all brought to Southern, the band that y'all brought to the Battle of the Bands for their size, they was punching.
Yeah, we was punching that then. We was punching.
And the thing with Texas Southern that's hurting y'all right now, y'all following in J-State footsteps. Picking one section. Y'all rather be baritone heavy than trumpet heavy. Because Jackson just want to be tuba heavy. Jackson got Bruno Mars and the hooligans jumping off with the dog team. Oh, wang, wang, wang. But you don't hear no, you hear the tuba playing baritone part.
They played them chords.
You know, I know what it is. You know, what high school you went to?
I went to North Forest High School, known as MB Smiley. I was the last drum major at North Forest High School.
Man, y'all ain't been good since Garden left.
Yeah.
God damn.
And I've been.
Don't you ever say that?
I mean, but it's factual though because it's history around that.
Already.
Hold up.
Shit, I'm doing something.
All right, go ahead, Wendell. My bad.
I said it's actually true because it's history around in that. It's history involved in that. I live by North Forest. I'm down the street. I'll be walking down there and back. School in, school out. Band practice out. Okay, I'm walking home. Like that's just history. What he just said was history, and that's something we need to get back to in Houston.
I ain't gonna lie, but you know what the problem is, y'all, with the high school level. People rather go to other programs than they home alumni and help. Like they rather go down to Worthy, help them build a band, and not your high school. You know what I'm saying? People rather go give at other high school than they own. And I respect Trey. Trey got his degree and went where he was home from. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Yeah,
Trey,
I'm not gonna say. I'm not gonna say
you know, most people
with the smiley comment.
rather not help home. They rather go off.
Rick, man, get off that Sprint connection, man.
Hey, that boy ain't told nobody, but he got a prepaid phone. His data gone.
Get off that Sprint connection, man.
So TCS, dog.
So Wendell, man, what would you say was your best year marching for TSU?
Woo! My best year marching for TSU. I ain't gonna lie to you. My best year marching at TSU was before I left the symbols, man. 2018. That was really like my prime because I just went fed. Like I went fed to where I called myself Super Saiyan Windex. My crab name was Windex, and I was like, you know, I'm gonna go Super Saiyan this year. So I did it. Like my favorite battle across the stands was at PV. Man, I took my civil session, went on their field, we went fed on their field. They went fed and they just did sloppy and we just took over. And then that's when I passed out my first erasure, Stargazer. At ASU, I felt relieved. I was like, wow, it blew. You know what I'm saying? Like that's I feel like that's one of my best years was 2018.
Okay. Alex, man, what about you? What was your best band year?
All of them. All
Straight
of
up.
them. Wait, all of them, man. I don't regret none of them years. Like, I enjoyed it. I will say, man, Gip was acting a fool all the way through all them 4 years we had. He was a dog, fam. It's a lot of stuff I would love to tell y'all, but you know how it go in bad. You know, some stuff got to stay where it is for legal purposes. But man, he worked us to death. He taught us the true meaning, you know what I mean, and what it means, you know what I mean, to be a musician. Like I remember 12:30, you know what I mean, 1 o'clock at night, the whole trombone section, baritone section lined up in the practice room with him running practice. You know what I mean? Everybody going across the section. You know what I'm saying? That's what he telling us. Ain't nobody dropping, or you can get out. Like, Gip was a monster, fam. That 04 through 08 year, he was not letting up on you for nothing. You got class, go to class and bring your ass back to band practice. He would go looking for you. He would get in his car and drive around Texas Southern and find your ass and drag you back. Be hanging out somewhere you're not supposed to and watch Gip roll up on you with that megaphone out the side of the car. He was dead serious, man. He was my business. He was my business.
Gip was always with that
He used to
megaphone.
run that music in the band room, and Gip like, that was cool. That was great. That was great. That was the middle school band. 2 more times.
And he'd be like this. And I told your ass to go to class and come back, but you didn't come back. But I told your ass to come back, so I got stuff for your ass.
Gip was a monster. I enjoyed those years, man. From applied classes to everything. I enjoyed every bit. I enjoyed every squabble, every fight we had with every other band, every battle. Gip made it worthwhile. I will say that. I have to give credit where credit is due. Clarence Gibson put the ocean on a different level.
Yeah, he definitely did that, man. Like I say, I'll crack jokes when I got on here early, but man, I hated to see Gip go out the way he did because he was doing some things for the ocean that was a positive way. And you know, just like with Nate at Southern, he was doing some great things, just like the staff O'Neal Sanford at the Boom was doing some great things. But you know, like I always try to express to any kid that I have when I was at Washington Marion them 3 years, or any kid that I've met through the band world in high school that might see me somewhere and say, "Oh, that's Uncle Ricky. He gonna talk shit about band." Like I always tell him, no matter what college you go through or whatever school you march at, when that band director loses his job, have faith in the band director, but I always have pride in that program to try to make it work. Because when y'all give up, they look at the energy, the band room always gonna be open with the name on it. When they remove that band director, they not going to that band room and take that name down. They gonna say the last band we had at the school, the kids gave up. That's why we don't have nothing. That gonna fall on you. So you got to have a heart for that program. You got to have the love for that program to keep it going. And I give this year Texas Southern band, the kids that stayed in the band after they lost their head director, pushed through the 2019-2020 season and still go and do remarkable things. Like, I enjoyed watching y'all this year. Y'all had a nice run this year after losing Clarence, which was the director for over 15 years at the Ocean, and he got the ham and that happened. You know, so man, only thing I can tell to the Ocean, keep pushing, keep being the Ocean, never lose your identity for nobody. Stay who you are. And you still a drum major, Wendell?
Yes. And we also have a virtual trials coming soon. So I'm still arranging, I'm still studying things. I'm learning under Mr. Basha, Mr. Mark Morton. I've been going to Beaumont teaching their drum majors, and and went to Marshall High School. I went to Marshall High School, helped their cymbal players on the virtual like 2 days ago, and got paid doing that. Like, I'm not saying just to get paid, but I'm just saying I'm doing this for my own well-being of teaching, because I know that's what helped me in the long run when I get out of college. So
man, and the thing
That's
about
what's up,
it,
man. That's what's up.
like you got like Houston is so deep embedded in music history. Like, just like I know I'm from Baton Rouge. Like, I could literally put on my shoes and it take me 5 minutes to walk to Southern. Right now, that's how far I stay. Close I stay to Southern. But when you think about the Willow Ridges in the 90s, Mr. Thornton, like you got to go back. I'm gonna take you. How old you at, Wendell?
I'm 21. Just turned 21, June 23rd.
What year you was born?
1999.
You will have no recollection of memories of the battle bands that took place in the Astrodome with the good Houston bands.
Yo, Rick, we was just talking about that, bro.
We were just talking about that because I watched them videos.
Listen,
I watched them videos.
You got to think about it. You had people like Willow Ridge. Like, you know how people say, oh, people scared to go to New Orleans? Ain't nobody want to cross that toll bridge coming from west, coming from the east to go to Houston to see Willow Ridge. A lot of people talk down. Nobody want to see Gardner smiling. Nobody wanted to see, a lot of people ain't want to see Madison. See, it's a lot of schools that was in Houston that don't get the fame and glory that a lot of people get, you know? So, Houston have its own rich culture. It's going to take the Houston Knights to get the culture back like New Orleans people did after Katrina. Everybody want to go to Texas Southern, get their degree and go away. Get a rapport and say, I stayed home and built the program where I was at. If you take care of home, the world will see what you did at home and give you a chance. Like Alex. Alex went to the big leagues. Alex got him a boom. He got him a ball.
This man sang the whole trio before the pickup into the beginning. Like, this man sang the whole thing.
But what I'm saying is, like he always would get the recognition in the band world, because when people gave up on him, he stepped up. Like Trey. Trey, where you went?
He cooking chicken.
Oh, he can't cook. That chicken gonna be burnt. But the thing is, Trey, you got a lot of people don't know. Trey was from Kentwood. Trey went back home and worked his school, his alma mater, and like Trey was the same thing, the same attitude Trey have at West Jeff. He had that same attitude at Kentwood. We're gonna go perform, we're gonna go battle, we're gonna have fun. Trey first parade was Slidell, Louisiana. You know who the first band he blew at? Landry Walker High School.
Yep. Yep.
He walked past everybody else, went across Canal, brought his band up, and I told him, I bet you won't blow at him. And get what he did?
Blew at him.
It's a lot of bands see people like Landry Walker, Carl, St. All, and avoid them battles. But to me, only way you get better if you take an L, because you'll know what to go work on. Everybody like picking easy wins to say, oh, I bust that band tail. Go battle somebody like Memorial. Go battle somebody like Reagan. Go battle the old Willow Ridge, the old Smilers, the what that big old band, not Skyline, the other big band in Dallas. Who that is? With Derek now. Go battle people like that. Go take
bro.
A lot
Memorial
of people.
High School, son. Them boys can drill.
Yes, indeed.
Memorial
yes,
drilling,
indeed.
balance out on the field. Oh my God, bro.
Trey, you talking about on the field? I'm talking about overall. They
Hey,
they
you
got a nice
remember?
time.
Now, when I was at Kenwood, I sit across from them boys, every battle of bands in Baton Rouge. You know, I was in all them battle of bands out there in Kenwood. Son, when I say Memorial is like that, I would want to see. I pay money to see Memorial and Skyline head to head.
Mm.
You know what I pay to see? I'll
Who?
pay to see Memorial. I'll pay to see Memorial at a parade line up against a lot of New Orleans schools.
Oh yeah.
Let's get it.
Oh, yeah.
2021 West Jet versus the world. What's up?
Ooh.
All right. We see that. We see
Meant that.
Trey,
Said that.
How
Huh?
many people you got in the band?
Right now?
Like
Yeah.
overall, you gonna be in a small, medium, or large category?
I'll be a medium. I got about 60 right now.
You on
If
my
Kobe
target.
wouldn't hit,
I'm back in the game. You on my hit
come
list.
on.
Don't say
Hey.
nothing wrong.
All you gotta do is all you gotta do is hit them 9 numbers and hit scene. It's over with. It's over with after that.
Ain't what I got to hit?
Them 9 numbers.
What 9 number?
225.
I ain't got to hit nothing.
Yeah.
I'm telling you
Myself.
on. I'm telling you on D Bandhead. You get out of line tonight. You're on my shit list. I'm
If I
coming.
get out
for
of
you.
line, you know what? Let me tell you something. I ain't really big on
Hey,
talking
Alex,
no
y'all,
noise.
I not a rubber. J State ain't never had no trombones. Only thing J State got is the tuba section. That's it.
And
Hey,
drummers.
bro.
And drummers.
Hey, bro.
The drum section ain't been good since Chicken Drum Line left off Smell. Chicken on cat.
Say, dog. He want to get a kick out of me, man. That's what he want, bro. It's been a long day on Zoom all day at work,
Hey, look,
bro.
this
I'm
all
about
they
to
do.
eat. I'm not about to play with you, so I'm not about to play with that boy.
Trey, man, fight back, Trey, bro. Fight back.
Hey, nah,
D, I already know, bro. Let me tell you something. He's talking about his bald head ass one talking about watch the Marion. They was good for 1 year. But good for 1 year. Then them boys be cheating. Them boys, they ain't been good since Jackson left them boys. That was what, 82, 83? Them boys been
Since
trash since that.
Since who left? Since who left Washington, man?
Jackson.
What Jackson?
It was a nigga named Randy Jackson in y'all band when he left.
Nah, that's a lie.
So y'all never had no Randy Jackson in y'all band?
I don't know no fucking Randy Jackson. He playing to Coming to America joke, knowing they can't. Hey, notice Jackson played a remix of a classic song as a rap tune. That's why they played David Banner, because they couldn't play Coming to America in JJ's.
Bro, let me tell you something, bro.
Man.
We would play that as a warm-up. That shit was trash. You know that Coming to America could have been better. You know what I'm saying? That was a downplay for Jackson to play Coming to America. That's all I'm saying. We play technical music. Well, I ain't gonna bring no bands into this. You know what I'm saying? Because you want to throw shots at J State, but you know it's called D for a reason. You know they say D in the Bible, the most, all high, thou art down, that type of thing.
Questions in the comments, like I don't see.
Man, let's look at some of these comments, man. Man, shout out to Smash Time. We got Smash Time in the building.
What? Smash Time? What's up, man?
Yeah.
Oh, Alex.
Bring him on live.
Terrence got a question for you, Alex. He said, what do you think Wendell needs to work on to be a great director and to represent the ocean?
Oh, okay. Okay. Man, as properly would tell me and every other ocean person, finish the job. Graduate, get your certification, because Texas don't play about certification. They will give you a job, but without that certification, you will only be at that band program a year or two, or maybe luckily. Work on your theory, Doc. Learn as many instruments as you can, because as you know, Texas doesn't believe in giving you assistant band directors. So you're going to be by yourself. So you need to work on as many instruments as you can, master as many things as you can, and so you could teach the kids properly. I would recommend you start at a middle school, because middle school is the key. Whatever you teach them jokers, it sticks. So you learn what and what not to do, because I'm just going to be real. It's not really a college that teaches you how to be a teacher. They teach you how to be a great musician. I don't know any colleges that teach you how to go into the actual school system and do grade speed. You know what I mean? Go to these meetings. You know what I mean? Do all the things that you need to do. It doesn't teach you that. It doesn't teach you how to teach a kid how to play a B flat, how to fix his armature. They don't teach you that in college. They teach you how to be a better musician, and you leave out and you figure out how to be a better teacher. I mean, show me a school other than Vandercook when you're trying to get a master's that teaches you on the undergrad level how to be a better teacher. I figured that's what he needs to do. He needs to focus on education first, because I say this to a lot of young people: chill out with the arranging stuff, bro. That's not a job. That's not a job. I'll be real with you. The only person that has that actual job that's doing that right is Brian Simmons. He has a great opportunity, and they gave that man that great opportunity. He took it, he soared with it. But if you're talking about other universities, they're not going to hire you to just be the arranger. You know what I mean? I'm not saying you can't do what Brian doing. I'm just saying that was an opportunity that was given to him, and he took it and ran with it. But at a high school, you're not going to be the arranger. You're going to be the assistant band director. That's your baby. You have all those different hats you have to wear. So I don't want anybody to get caught up in the cloud of arranging and being, you know what I mean, I'm the baddest man on the planet with this pen, and you get to the real world and people want to see your UIL scores. They want to see your teaching methods. You know what I mean? They want to see your curriculum on how to teach beginner band. All that arranging shit go out the window. Nobody cares about that, because at the end of the day, you got to feed your family. And they don't give a damn if you can write above the staff, if you can write all this fantastic shit. All they want to know is, can you teach these kids? Are they going to graduate? Are they going to sound good on the field? Is this field show going to be acceptable to everybody? It's a whole different ballgame. I would want everybody to survive and just start being realistic about what it means to be a band director, because it's a lot of hats, man. And arranging is that 2% of being a band director. That's what he needs to do.
Likewise,
Okay.
likewise.
Man, shout out to Smash Sound. Alex, man, we have another question. So Smash Sound wanted to know, what will it take to get Houston bands back in action?
You want me to be me, or you want me to be political?
Hey, be real, man.
But since I got Ricky on here, I'll be real. Show your ass up to home practice. Show up. Show up. I'm there every day. You should be there every day. Stop making excuses.
No, he's talking about overall.
Overall, show your ass up to home practice. Go to your band practices. Listen to your band directors. They ain't stupid.
Hey,
Make
you want me
band
to, I'm gonna answer from assistant band director, former assistant band director, and a band head, and just somebody gonna tell the truth. You know what it takes to make a city musician programs great? All high school, middle school band directors get on the same level and work together to push the same agenda. We need these music department because it is saving kids' lives.
Right.
You right now, this day and age in band on any city, you are not just going to fight for the minorities like all black bands, because black bands have Hispanic kids, Caucasian kids, every African American, every ethnicity it is in those programs. So now you're not presenting 100% black program. We need funding to help get more of little Rebecca, Sue, Beck, and Jane in the band that's walking around school. They want to play what their friend play, but I don't have an instrument to buy 5 more piccolos. Can you fund me the money for piccolos to add those other diversity to the band? You know, when you be able to present it on that level, like the political side, when you could show the other race, it's just not the African American in the band, it's other people, especially in Houston. The more Hispanic kids you get in your band, the more money you get.
Correct.
From Hispanic, correct. Because guess what? They're going to support they're going to support their community.
Yeah.
And that's why I said earlier. That's why I said funding earlier. I was like, funding, that's really the key source right there, because money grows.
But we got money. We got money, man. We got money. We got money. We tear our own selves down. North Forest is a prime example of that. When Gordon left Smiley, Gordon had bro, you know how many tubas we had that we just wasn't using? We had 14 tuba players, but had 26 horns. Cons.
There was 26 cases that I looked at every day.
I bet you ain't bought 2 of them tubas though. I bet
tuba cost some cash, bro. Expensive ass piece of hardware. We had all those instruments. It's not money.
North Forest still open?
People, huh?
Yes. I got a whole new school on the other side.
Same instruments ain't been used. All the instruments just sitting in there. It's our own people tearing our own stuff down. When Mark left, the district just folded. People was taking money. People was doing all kinds of crazy stuff. They killed off something. That was the only district, period, that was supporting our people as far as fine arts. We had extravaganza where the middle school would come perform marching
Every
bands,
year.
elementary, the high school and Forest Brook would show us smile show. We all have a good time and show all of our fine arts, show what we were doing. They killed it off, man, not supporting it. And they trying to kill No Forest off right now. They don't even want No Forest to exist. They show you how much they don't like the school. They got the school here. They built the little school, the new school across the street and used this school as a bus barn. And you can't even use your own stadium. You can't do nothing. You can't go to the band room. You can't use Jack.
So they don't have a band at all?
They have a band, but they don't want to give them anything to support their band. They don't give them instruments.
Yeah, bro.
Their own stuff.
And that's my main goal. That's really my main goal, bro. Like, that's why I sit on this very heavy. Like, it's sick.
Hey,
that's crazy.
You know what the problem is? When in situations like that, you got a lot of alumni that use the schools for their political gain. And when they get positions, they forget about them. And I'm speaking for what I see happen at my school, at Capitol High School in Barron. We don't have a band, but you get people that gets want to run for political positions and sell a dream. Oh, we're gonna bring this back, that back. Once you get on the alumni president, that's everywhere. They start to forget about the dreams that they made and promises to the kids. And it's about them. Just like these charter schools, you got these directors coming to these communities saying, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. And once they get this community support, everything they said they was going to do go out the window. They don't do nothing but lie to the minority kids. Sell them a dream, get the kids there. Each child is worth $19,000 to the federal government at a school. A lot of people don't know what's going on, and I hate to get off the bad topic, but we need to understand this. If you a teacher, Trey, where you at?
His phone died. He coming back.
All right, watch this, Alex. When you graduate?
I graduate 2 more years because I took a minor in jazz studies.
All right, watch this, Mark. As a teacher, when you look at what's going on, you shut school down in March from the COVID-19 virus, right? It's only then got worse across the country, but you want kids to go back to school. Why you ain't leave the kids in school when they first come out? It wasn't that bad. Right now, the school districts are only worried about having those kids enrolled in certain schools to keep getting that Title IV funding, which is $19,000 per kid. And now watch what happens. The outer city schools, the big name schools, got 3,000 kids on roster. After these first 2 weeks go by, and then they send the enrollment numbers in for their population at their school, all the black kids gonna have to go back to their prospective neighborhood schools. And guess where the money stays? The money stays at the big schools, while you become another statistic at the inner city school that's searching for money for band. So if I got, just think about it. If you got 100 kids in your band roll, and each kid worth $19,000, they give you $3,000 per kid. That's $30,000 that could fund a marching band program a music department a year.
That's
but
if
what
you
they
get
do.
the money.
But what they
That's
do,
if they get the money.
They leave that's what I'm saying. They leave the money on the other side of town. Look, if you know I'm not lying, get on Cullen Boulevard and drive to Pearland. And what's that school down there? Doblin High School?
Dowling?
It's Dobie.
Adobe?
Yeah,
man,
Dobie.
y'all ever saw that school?
I have. Man,
that school look like a college campus window. Get in your car and go straight down Cullen and drive to Pearland. It's gonna take you. It's gonna take you.
C King like that too.
C King's like that too. C King like that. North Shore like that. Atascocita High School is like that. Like it's a lot of high schools that's like that around my area.
Dobin has a tractor trailer for their instruments.
Dang.
You too. You got 2 of them.
Most college bands don't have that, huh?
Man, them dude got about a 240-piece high school band.
Mm-hmm. Fairland too.
And the crazy part about it, like this is music facts. But you pass from Texas Southern, you pass by man, what is the name of that? You pass by what that is over there in Sunnyside, Worthy.
Yeah.
You pass by Worthy.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I'm coming from the north side, you pass by Worthy, Westbury, Stephen F. Austin, Jack Yates.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, it shouldn't be nowhere in the world Jack Yates should be in a position it in as a band program, because it is in the middle of two predominant programs. You got Texas Southern, which right across the street, and when you pass up Yates, it pass by what that is, Navis Seafood, right down on what that is, Scott. You cross straight over to the University of Houston within 5 minutes of Yates. That school shouldn't be struggling at all. It should have the resources coming from Texas Southern and University of Houston over there. It's no way that school should be in the situation it's in. And it's like that because politics. We only want to fight when it's time to vote. When one voting season, you ain't gonna see them in your community no more. Right. That's why when a new politician come up to me, first thing I'm telling, do me a contract that you're gonna do this here when you get in office for the community. You know, they say I can't make that promise. So if you can't make that promise and keep it for the kids, I don't want to hear the bullshit. You know, and guess what?
Thanks.
When you got the wrong people in office, it trickles down from the head all the way down to the school board, to the school board members, to the principals, to the teachers, and to the kids. When the kids start suffering, all the good things go out the door. So if you want to know what to make Houston and all inner city band programs, the people that we vote in the Black community to take office need to start donating and having things in place to help those programs, fine arts programs in place. Stop using these programs when you want them to come out and play at your voting festivals, your voting rallies, and then when you get in office, you forget about them. Don't forget about the same ones that blew them notes to put you in office, to get their family. Because guess what? If Alex take a 200-piece band out there, guess how many people gonna come out and see that performance? 3 people per household. So that's 600 people you'll never speak to if it wasn't for that band. So you got to think about the people that's putting you on the pedestal to be known. Why you think a lot of programs use Southern Band in the communities? One day I woke up, Southern Band around the corner cranking neck in the neighborhood with Cleo Field saying vote.
That's facts, man. That's facts.
And what about these grocery store chains that get marching bands to come in there and march, like Walmart, the different big brands? Guess what? Start inviting these concert ensembles to your end of the year party to come play and accept donations at the door. You know, a monetary donation from each worker. That, like, if you're a big corporation like Walmart, have an event where Texas Southern Wind Ensemble could come perform. And guess what? Every ticket you sell, get them $8 off a $25 ticket. You know how many people? You might have 3,000 people. That's $24,000 for the program that they just come and play for you. They're not gonna do that because guess why? The more they keep us down, the better they live.
Okay, well let's dig deeper then. On my side of the tracks where I am, that happens. We talking about the Woodlands High School. An average parent at Woodlands High School makes about $350,000. So you know what I mean. Band parents, we raised $150,000 for the band just to get uniforms cleaned and brand new uniforms within 2 weeks. You know what I mean. I'm trying to learn that aspect to take it back to my people so we could grow. Because what you're talking about, it happens there. Conroe does it. All those other outside cities, Cypress, they all do that. They get these sponsorships. They make these people accountable for what they're doing. You know what I mean? It's just on our side, it's a lot of bickering and fighting amongst each other that causes an issue between us all. You know what I mean? People take a lot of things personal that they shouldn't. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna be all the way real. Ricky on here because he's gonna be real with you whether you like it or not. So I'm just be all the way real. It's hard to support a band when you go out there with 30 damn people sounding like shit. It's hard. It's very hard, fam. It's very hard when you don't want when nobody wants to start in middle school or elementary and develop these kids. It's very hard when everybody wants to go and be the shine at the high school but don't know the first thing about teaching. It's very hard. And I'm not calling nobody out. You just YouTube them, YouTube their bands, YouTube them, and understand why they don't get the support that they get. You know what I mean?
Hold on,
There's
Alex.
no
Stop.
growth.
Stop right there. Let me piggyback right quick.
Yeah.
Just because somebody have 32 like a 48-piece band, think about those instruments that them kids been playing on since their uncle was there.
Exactly.
With duct tape, you got a baritone. This man got to put Gorilla Glue and duct tape on the spit valve. You know, you cannot get the proper tone on an instrument when it got an instrument is just like a radiator. A pin-sized hole will cause everything to mess up. If the horn got a small pin-sized hole, you don't know, and you playing notes, the air gonna cut the frequency out the note, and it gonna sound bad. So, as a music the music culture in the supervisor in the districts, that's when the older band director need to grab a hold, and that's when the band director need to have like a mentor program. Like colleges need to start implementing itself. When you graduate as a young band director, get you a mentor. Learn from a mentor. You know, this generation, when they become band director, they want to jump off the porch and say,
there we go.
Your ego the size of Texas, but your product is the size of Rhode Island. That don't match.
It don't match.
That cocky shit get you kicked out the door. And right now, in the inner city band world, our style, show style, marching 8 to 5. The turnover ratio for high school band director is a goddamn shame. You cannot change a band program in 1 year. It takes 2 years. The first year, you got to get rid of the bad spirits. From the last the band. The band director if a band director would have kids that he raised, those kids under him. Mr. Alex, I'm faithful to you. And get what happened? When I lose my job, I talk bad about the people. He ain't gonna do y'all right. He ain't gonna do that. Band director with bash kids will get those kids a bad impression of the new person coming in because they mad they lost their job because they was comfortable. You can't get complacent on the job. So get what happened? If I'm the band director at Willow Ridge, North Forest, and Wendell graduation, you know what I'm gonna do? Wendell senior year, if I know I'm getting ready to retire, Wendell gonna become my assistant. When he get out of band practice, I want Wendell to come around and work with my drum majors. I want Wendell to show his face in my band program. And when at the band banquet, they gonna be when now announce I'm retiring in the football. Everybody gonna be wondering why Wendell so around at the band banquet going into the year. My thing will be, listen, y'all know I'm retiring. Everybody is comfortable with Wendell. Wendell has been with the band the last 2 years. He's at Texas Southern. He's finally doing his undergrad study, his everything. He's been around. I would like to introduce y'all to the New Forest High School marching band director, Mr. Wendell. What is Shello?
Shello like Jello.
Shello as the new band director. And guess what's gonna happen? The kids gonna get familiar with you, being around them all day, and comfortable with you. So when you take over, it's not gonna change. But when band directors leave, they leave on a bad note. You know what I'm saying? So you got to as an adult, you got to let your kids know the show got to go on. The show gonna be all right when the next person comes. Do for them like you did for me, but do better. Represent me and take his guidance, and y'all go forward. Don't fall, don't quit. You know what I'm saying? That's the number one key. That's the number one key. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, you got to they don't understand loyalty in the band world is gone. Loyalty is gone. It's gone. And this coming from like a real man talking. Like, they don't worry about the band head. I'm talking like real life. Loyalty is out the door. Like, what's the first thing I said? Alex, move your body. Most people not gonna get Alex the credit he deserves for writing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Alex probably done a lot of stuff for Texas Southern people don't know about.
Let them know, Alex.
Basha, bro.
You don't leave that way and say it.
Let them know, Alex.
Hey,
on further conversation.
And you know,
Man.
and the thing is, like me and Terrence was talking last night. It's people that actually could go to these high schools and work with them and get those kids better, but they rather have something to talk about than help. You know, man, listen, I'm not gonna say the band director name. I'm not gonna say it. Me and D and our other little partners went to New Orleans the other night. You hear me? And did a recording of a dancer at a video shoot. Before I left the New Orleans, the city of New Orleans, he gave me his address. I showed up on him. I gave this a dude a jump drive with 289 band arrangements on it for his program.
Yep.
For free.
Yep.
For free. Do you hear me? That ain't including what I got in PDF files. That's all finale files. So what I'm saying is this: you can give help without trying to get pat on the back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They want to give. They want to have a medal on their shoulder. If it wasn't for me, Alex Band wouldn't be able to go to Houston and march the parade. Nigga, don't nobody care. Do it from the heart so the kids can be appreciative. Let the kids know when you walk up. Oh, that's Mr. When them kids in college. Oh, that's Mr. Alex. He helped me get my kids to go here. He helped me go here. You know what I'm saying? Like I can sit up here and run a list of shit down, accolades and shit that I done done, but for kids, but that don't matter because it done been a situation when I didn't know where I was going, what I was gonna eat. But I helped those kids, and guess what? God put me in a situation. I own my own business. I get my own taxes. I do everything for myself. I hadn't worked for a white man in 3 years. Thank God. And I still give back to community dance teams. I still give back to bands here and there. You know what I'm saying? So it's and like I see a comment, dude Damon said it take 3 years. It don't take 3 years. What it takes is you going in there, busting your ass, getting rid of the bad seeds that was left planted. Dig them up and get them out. If it takes you to get rid of 30 people out of 64-piece band, guess what? That 34 gonna march on. Put 2 drum majors, put 2 on 30, put 2 drum majors and 32 on the field. That's your 34 kids left. And guess what? March on. If you got to move instrumentations around, move it around to compensate what you got going. And guess what? When you out here and people see that you trying and got rid of the bad spiritual band, get what kids gonna say? Man, the trumpet makers out the band. I'm going to get in the band. You know how many kids in every school walk around now to play an instrument? You got people come from, like, middle school band be graduating 30 people sometime. Guess how many get in the band when they get to high school? 5.
5, yeah.
5. Boy, listen, go to New Orleans and get a football team. You probably got 20 people that could get the band right now off the football and basketball team.
Yep.
You know, and then the thing that hurts the most is you have band directors and alumni that fight. But the parents don't give a damn.
Oh.
How you expect for me to come walk an 8-mile parade with your band and watch your child when you just sitting at home drinking a fart or smoking a blunt?
That's support.
You know what other part don't get seen? How the band director is more of a parent to kids than parents.
Yep.
Because guess what? You got to make sure that kid ain't cutting class. You got to make sure that kid eat on band trips. You got when your principal asking you why you still at school with 5 kids in front of my school at 9 o'clock. And band practice got over, the performance over at 7. You know what? You got to load up. You got to have that support system to be able to get some of these kids home. You know what I'm saying? Trey back?
Not yet.
Oh,
yeah.
We got a
you know,
question.
and you know,
drop the kids off 10 o'clock at night, fam. Trying to get them home. Parents ain't showed up. You know what I mean? Getting them something to eat. They didn't have no money. I done been there. I understand the struggle.
Listen, and to any future band director, when you got people that's on a booster club always coming to you telling you mess, Don't get them no position, because that's gonna be your downfall. The one that always running you talking about somebody, guess what they doing? Talking about them with you and going back and telling them what you saying. Keep a mess around. That's why booster clubs don't survive. Get rid of them motherfuckers. Make what's best for your team. Start from scratch. You know what I'm saying? Most people, oh, that was my booster club president. Well, if this person been the booster club president for the last 2 years, why the band only got $300 in the booster club after all the fundraising?
So you know what, Ricky, on a lighter note, somebody just sent me a message to ask you. I told them I was going to ask you. I guess because you mostly around and you see everything. What do you think Houston Mass needs to work on to get better?
What, Houston bands?
Houston Mass.
Well, Houston Mass bands?
Yeah, that's what he asked.
First of all, in Houston, y'all need to get like every city. Y'all need to sit at the round table and build a committee with the band directors and understand. You know what'll make Houston Mass band better? And have a Houston Mass band camp. Have a Houston Mass band camp. Because what happens is you got enough band directors that play every instrument. You got people that can teach things at a school. Like, guess what? Alex, what you play?
A lot of stuff. What you want me to play?
What's your main?
If we being honest, my primary instrument is piano.
No, for marching band, like for
trombone,
right?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, you play trombone, and you say, okay, I need 2 trombones from Texas Southern, first, second, and third, and reach out and get 6 trombone players from PV, assistant section leader, or however you want to do it. And guess what? Hold a inner city, around the city, promote it. You might want to start doing, say after, you can call it concert rehearsal. You know, teach different methods and techniques. Boom. You got the trombone section in line. Now you might have over 60, 70 trombones come out, but you got enough staff to break it down. You take the first, you take the second. We're going to teach fundamentals to those trombones. Now, guess what? The whole city of Houston trombone section playing as a whole. You do that for the baritone. You do that like a week time. Like you might have a time schedule for the lower brass to come in. 9 to 11 trombones. Take a lunch, 12 to 2 tubas. Baritones come, you know, and guess what? At the end of that month training, you do a inner city mass band performance with those kids with the concert in the warm-up corrals and a long-term slug that you didn't put in them. And get what's gonna happen? The parents gonna see these people are giving my kids free lessons, free working, free things going on. They're gonna support what you got going on. But mainly, it starts with all the band directors being on one accord. Houston too big not to have a powerful band scene.
So how do you do that? I mean, when it's coming, he just said, how do you do that? How do you do that when you have one school that doesn't want to cooperate with the other? That's what he just said.
Well, at the end of the day,
set your problem.
I'm just asking the question. I know what the problem is, but I can't necessarily say what the problem is because it's going to start more problems.
Where the comments at?
YouTube.
All right.
First of all, they have to realize this. One monkey don't stop the show. Listen, look at the Jackson 5s. Michael Jackson went on to be great, right?
Yeah.
Michael Jackson dead and gone, and guess what? His family's still eating off his name.
True.
Yeah.
So what happened? So what had to happen is you got to realize that one person that won't be Michael Jackson and don't want to let their kids participate. Guess what? Send a memo out with your letterhead to just. It don't hurt to go to the post office and do a mass mailing of a flyer to these letters to the parents of any student that would like to participate in the Houston United Mass Houston United Mass Band summer instrument training camp, and offer it. Listen, you ain't got to go to Texas Southern. You got the University of Houston right across the street. You have Rice. Go to Houston PWI schools to get what you need.
Yeah, that's a can of worms I'd rather not open. I'll leave it where it is. So what I want to know from you guys. Ricky, where you from? You from what? Baton Rouge, New Orleans?
Baton Rouge.
Baton Rouge. Okay. So what I want to know is, with the support and the culture you guys have down there with LI and New Orleans All-Star Band. Crab Brother Bear runs New Orleans, and Simmons runs LI, I think, right now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So I want to know, do y'all think Houston will be back to the point of 2010 to compete with New Orleans again?
Definitely. I think y'all definitely can come back. It's just like I said, put their pride aside and just make it work. But yeah, I think y'all can come back.
Houston could come back. Houston could come back strong if people get from under being hoodwinked. The America changed presidents every 4 years.
True.
Hum is only a name. And y'all ain't got to speak on it. I'll speak on it. What has to happen is this. Those people that was in Hum, prime example. I'm going to give you an example. When Keelan Christian, Mike Cowan, and this short guy left Memphis. What happened to Memphis when they became the other mass band? They got small.
Yeah.
People left when certain people left. So when Mike Cowan and them came back for the reunion, they was big. They was big. When they Keelan Christian them stepped back down, the numbers went down. So it's pretty much like a dictatorship. When Gipp was there, the people was there. When Gipp stepped down, the people stepped down. Are you doing it for the person in a seat, or are you doing it for the culture of your city? That's what you got to ask yourself.
Correct.
The organization don't change, just the person in charge change.
Yep.
In the same thing happened in New Orleans. When Brian and Barron them stepped down, when Jackson went to when Jackson bowed them New Orleans and Dillard, when Brian and Barron was not over, the band was small. Remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
When Brian and Barron came back on the band blew up.
When Jackson over him then?
Charles was over. Carl Barberan was over. You know what I'm saying? You got to understand. Are you here for the person or the organization? And if they hear from the people, when the people leave, you're gonna go. And the thing about LII, what a lot of people don't understand, LII is a federal government funded institute.
Of course, I know that. I knew that.
Taxpayers pay for the travel. Back in the day when it was operating, like that's a federal funded entity.
Program. Yeah.
Program. And if you put it pretty much, Roots of Music is just a smaller version of LII.
Yep.
I love Roots of Music. I love it.
They sound great.
No, I'm just saying from the business wise.
Yeah.
Like they were saying last night, you got to think business. Business, man. Think about it.
I'm good. Well, I mean, I'm good on it. I'm just asking the question for the people. I got my plan. I'm asking questions. Smash Time said it's not, they don't get as much support as we think. And I've heard the stories that Beryl and Brian have said, boys kicking them out to schools and, wouldn't even give them an opportunity to practice. I understand the struggle.
Hey, but guess what though? It's enough band heads in New Orleans year in, year out to where they could easily find a building that's just sitting up. Invest $10 per band head in the city of New Orleans, make a donation. Purchase that building. Own the building. Make it under the city of, make it to where the city can never take that building, make it make it a nonprofit, to where whoever takes over, the money got to be used, the money raised got to be used for that. And guess what? When you own it, they can't take it away.
Mm-hmm.
So guess what? If you want to start a successful home program, get with the right people. Get your 501.
We got it set up already, brother. It's already done. It's getting people
already
behind it. Trust me, Wendell already knows. It's been done 2 years ago. It's getting people to get behind it and support. I funded my own money into this. You know what I mean? And it hurts.
You got to do. It's gonna hurt. And nothing come easy. You know how many days I sit on this computer doing designs and ain't making no money? But when it come, it come. One day I asked God, I do too much good work not to be sitting out here with no money. I got money, but I can't spend it. And get what happened? A door opened 2 weeks later. I made $1,300 on one order. So what I'm saying is, like the thing is, was fortunate enough to function when Greater Houston All-Star Band was running. It just was a transition.
Mm-hmm.
Like you got the transition was Gibb. That's the primary factor. That's what a lot of people don't know. Gibb took over Greater Houston All-Star Band, and you know it's kind of like a thing that everybody doesn't know about Houston, Mass. To be honest with you, Gibb was the assistant band director at Texas Southern. He had the keys to everything. So funding instruments is very easy when you run the band. You know what I'm saying? It's have a place to practice. It's your band room. You can have it when you want to have it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. HSD is then so lenient with letting you have keys to stuff during the summer. You know what I mean? He ran Greater Houston, so it was easy. Like, I'm just gonna bring the kids over here. We're gonna do this for 2 weeks and then do hum and bring everybody together. And it's okay for y'all to use certain things. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to put my professor on blast about a lot of stuff. A lot of times, Gibb was pushing, you know what I mean, hum himself. Like, I mean, himself. I remember a lot of times the man was very stressed and he was, people saying they were going to pay, don't pay. And he got to find a way to make the stuff happen through his own pocket. That's very stressful, especially 15, 16. You know what I mean? You got that huge band. A lot of them people didn't pay. A lot of them people just left him hanging. And a lot of people think
that didn't pay, didn't show up.
Huh?
And guess what though? And know what's, Alex? When you sit down and type your letterhead up for home, reach out to those people like those Fiestas. Reach out to those Church's Chicken. Reach out to those different lawyers, different people. And guess what you tell them? If you send a donation to the Houston United Mass Band, when we put our shirts on to travel to different performers, your name will be on the back. Houston United Mass Band sponsor. It's sponsored by the following. And guess what? When you could put that on back of a shirt, that's free advertising for them people. They would forever be grateful.
Bring more in for them. Yep.
And the thing is, listen, if you got people that works at Walmart, Integer, these big corporations, they have what they call volunteerism funding. If you have somebody that work at home, workplace for home, and you got high school kids, and you 501c3, build you a donation letter where you could fill it out and have like a small board together where people could fill it out and get it notarized, and they could take it back to their job and turn it in. That's $1,000 per worker at those factories that you could get from that. You know what I'm saying? It's structures to doing everything. And at the end of the day, guess what? Sometimes you might have to bite the bullet and reach out to some of these band directors at these schools.
Oh man, I love all my people. I reach out to them all the time. Some of them just say some of them don't. You know, it's all
and
good.
Guess what? What's the main? Guess what? What's the main instruments in the band that people don't have?
Baritones and mellophones.
Baritones and mellophones.
I guarantee you. You put a post up right now. $300 for baritones. You'll have 12 sitting on your lap tomorrow. People sitting around in a situation where there's no money being made. They need money. They'll sell those instruments to you because they just sitting around. How many instruments get stolen from schools year round that people Ooh. How listen, I'm gonna tell you something. How many cities you go to that have all-star band with people my age, your age, that is playing on a school stolen horn? These fool is not about to.
Let's go to the next question.
These fool is not
Next question. Next question. That's too much information. That's too much information.
Listen.
Right, next question.
Yeah, no, y'all won't. See, that's the problem. When real is presented, people run from it. Don't run from it.
Yeah, that's real. I'm just saying, I ain't trying to put nobody no dire straits or anything like that, man.
I ain't spit a talk about I'm ratting. I ain't ratting on nobody. but then listen to this here. Listen to this here. I'm just saying that it's going on. That I don't know who stole the instrument. I don't know who bought it. But guess what? When you get off your horn and you're not playing it no more, don't let a kid use that instrument. Let a kid use that instrument. If you see Wendell Band got 6 baritone players, but only two ain't got a horn, and you walk and you got a baritone in your trunk, man, Wendell, listen, let that kid play on that baritone. Here you go, man. Donate it to him, and when summer band come out, I'm gonna need it back to perform.
Speaking of baritone, I got a whole baritone right now.
How many?
Hey, there you go. That's step one right there.
Listen, how many trombone players got trombones sitting in the closet that they not using no more? That they could easily take out, soaking boil some hot water, take the piece out and degrease it with hot water and lubricate it, get it back function, and let a student use that at a school.
See, you said all that, Ricky, and on the real, man, most of these people in this city don't even know how to do that.
Not a lot of people don't.
they don't even know how to do
crazy.
that.
I know how to do that, and I'm a whole percussionist.
I'm just telling you. As a trombone, as a brass person, I'd have met a lot of brass players just let their horn sit up and out. Oh man, my valve stuck. Could you fix it for me? And all it would take, it's some plies and some valve oil, and you just working that valve. They don't know. They don't know because they're not being taught that.
When you take that valve off, boil you some water, put it in the ice chest, and let that instrument soak. What that hot water gonna do is pull all the debris off of it.
Exactly.
And guess what? You go back to and you lube it. The first thing first, you can go in the average band room. Don't nobody have valve oil in their case of valve unlubricant. They don't have it. They don't have it in their instrument cases. It's no way. Hold on. It's no way, fella. It's nowhere in the world Alex should be on the podium and I'm sitting there with a stuck trumpet valve off. I got to stop his teaching and say, Mr. Alex, throw me some valve off. I should be able to reach in the trumpet section. Man, pass him the valve off. Let me raise my hand. Mr. Alex, I'm about to go step outside and valve my and do my valve because they stick and I don't want to sound bad in the middle of practice cutting the band off. You got to teach. You know what it's called? Band room etiquette.
Decorum. Band room decorum.
There you go.
Well, Ricky, what questions you got for us, Ricky?
Huh?
What questions you got for us, man? You always coming up with the hot topics, though.
He giving us some hot fire, super hot fire.
Right.
Hot fire.
Oh, Wendell, man, I got a question for you, Wendell, man.
All right, go ahead.
So let's say you was the head band director for Hum. What would be some of your recruiting tactics?
My recruiting tactics, I would go to churches. I would go to like Catholic churches, say like my Catholic church, St. Peter Claver, was right across from Chicken Plus. I'll go play for them. You know what I'm saying? I go play for them. I will host a YMCA national event, like at 2 YMCAs or really 3. A YMCA on the south side, a YMCA on the north side, and definitely a YMCA on Tidwell, right on Tidwell. Because on Tidwell Homestead, that's a lot of trail riders and slab riders down there. And we got people in them apartments. If they see like, okay, Hum doing like a showcase, a musical showcase at this event, they will show up with Ferris wheels and play areas and all that for the kids and everything. But we're gonna have music showing. That's one of my ideas that I would do. Another thing, I will go to the town hall and really host the event. I will go to town hall and host the event. I will make it like a low brass ensemble type of deal. That's what I would do. Venture out city to city.
Okay. See what the comments looking like, man. Smash Time is going hard in the comment section.
He is, man. He is.
And shout out to Show Style Talk.
Show Style, man.
Shout out to Janelle Johnson, man. She over there at Stillman. Shout out
Hey,
to
To both of you guys, what are y'all plans to build Houston Mass Band up?
Been doing it, fam. Every
Been doing
year.
it.
Every
Really,
year.
to be honest,
Every
really,
year I've been fixing. Go ahead, Wendell. You good, brother?
really, to be honest, like I'm really trying to get Texas Southern to where like musically comfortable, because we in Houston, first off, you know what I'm saying, and we built off its own culture from chopped and screwed.
Right.
And like I feel like with TSU, we could do so much in the music department. Like I have so many visions, and sometimes people think that vision is not gonna work out. I feel like that we like some students, like maybe like a five people and a drum set paper, 5 brass player and a drum set player, they could come in front of the student center and just play covers from their own band arrangements and just go fed. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like just jam. Have our own brass band at TSU with no cost and still donate money to them. Like I feel like I want to do those type of things. I want to do those type of things, really.
And as far as like fundraising, what are the things do y'all have in place for fundraising for home?
Oh man, we always have things in fundraising. We got 2 or 3 churches. Brentwood Baptist Church is one of the biggest churches we have that's supporting us and donating money.
Hold on. Take away the ones that's given to you. What are y'all doing to generate the fund?
Oh, panhandling. Out there asking for donations. We do barbecues, we do crawfish boils, we do car washes all the time. Especially Essence in Motion, they are a big supporter. Every year, man, they go to the O'Reillys out there. That's the dancers.
That's the dancers for her. Shout out to them.
Guess what? You got Essence Emotions, right?
Yeah. That's it.
You want to make some money? When COVID ends and the world open backs up,
what's that?
Have a dance competition.
A dance expedition?
Competition.
We work on that.
Oh, competition. Okay.
We work on that. There's a lot of things we got coming. Some things I can't speak about for legal reasons, and you'll see them on. Somebody said about the people that's not from Houston. I don't understand that. I think that's Mark Martin from Beaumont United. I don't understand that question.
Yeah.
hold on.
Really
Smash Talk got a question. He said, Wendell, how do you feel about one of y'all top student rangers leaving schools, and do you pass lots of music in the spring? First off, I would like to say shout out to my LB Drew. He did so much for TSU. He did what he can, and he went back to his old school Alcorn. That's fine, but we gonna still keep on moving and be Ocean. We still gonna be Wavy, and I plan to pass out a lot of music, but I also want to be the share favor to also student rangers. We not trying to be against each other. You know what I'm saying? We try to really be supreme and be all around it and just go forth. That's my plan.
Hold on. Let me address that. I resent a little bit. I don't resent. I just disagree with Smash Time on a couple of things. One, Drew is not a top arranger at Texas Southern. Just because you get your songs played at every game does not make you a top arranger. It's a lot of people that arrange music in college bands and get their stuff played all the time. It doesn't necessarily make it good. You just your job. You know what I mean? If you got the opportunity and the platform to put it out there, it doesn't necessarily make it good. So I don't really agree with top student arranger. It's a lot of people at Texas Southern that arranges from year to year to year, including the years that I was there. Terrence Brock, Charles Thompson, who wrote a lot of stuff for Texas Southern, they got no credit. They done a lot of stuff, and you never even know about him. So I doubt that he's the top arranger leaving TSU. If he chose to go back to the school, more power to him, because at the end of the day, it's about your education. I'm glad the brother wants to go and finish his degree and get it wherever he can get it. But as far as it relates to Texas Southern and being top student arranger, I disagree with that.
Okay, so we have this is Al to go. He said people that want to be in the mass band, but it's not from Houston but lives in Texas. So I think what he's trying to say is, what if somebody wanted to join Hum but they're not in the Houston area? Like, how could they do that?
Pay their registration fee and show up to practice.
And drive, baby. and drive. And drive. I mean, getting buses could kind of happen. I mean, we could try to make it happen. Anything is possible. Marcus stays in Beaumont. That's a long way from where we're having band rehearsal at now. It's a very long way. I would try my best. Carpool, it's been done before. We've done it before. You know, people gotta want to do it. You know what I'm saying? People gotta want to make their drive. Because I'm driving. I stayed in the Woodlands. It's 40 minutes for me to get anywhere. And his job, we having a TSU, it's 55 minutes. So I'm driving an hour anyway. If you love it that much, you'll make that sacrifice. I would definitely recruit since he's at Beaumont United. If he would allow his kids to come, Mark, now I'll come out there. I just came from out there. Me and Wendell, a week ago? We went out there to go show support. I'll show support to anybody. I'll come click nation. I'll come sit there and help. Whatever you want me to do. If you want me to just sit in and just help the kids sight read, everybody know you got a way to contact me. I will make it happen. So anybody that wants to join Hunt, from Port Arthur, Beaumont, Pearland, Sugarland, Cypress, Fresno, Prairie View, Rosenberg, all those outside little areas, you are more than welcome to join. You know what I mean? But you got to make that drive. You have to make that drive. I can send out gas money when I can, but I can't be your taxi cab.
Feel that. Okay, so Smash Time says top as meaning we always see him and his songs were pretty popular.
I could really say something on that, to be honest. Yes, his songs is really popular, but at the end of the day, if you're not humble about it, it's not gonna pursue as to being popular. You know what I'm saying? Just because you always have your songs popping and popular doesn't mean you the top. Now, let's just be real. I wrote Stargazing. That was loud. I wrote Space Cadet. That was loud. A lot of people say that's the top. A lot of people talk about that. So that does not mean that that's the top. It really doesn't. At the end of the day, it just got to be humble about it.
I'm not going to say because, man, okay, because I like Drew. Drew's cool. He's a cool person.
I like Drew too. That's my brother.
The young man is doing great things. I just feel like he said top meaning, we always see him and the songs get popular. Well, that's because Gray is the head arranger. And as the head arranger, he picks who put whatever song out there. And a lot of times, probably Gray is like whoever makes it first or writes the arrangement fast enough, that's who gets out there. If Drew,
it should be like that.
That's just what happened. That's just how that happened. Now, again, necessarily, it doesn't mean that it's good. It does not mean. Everybody has crappy arrangements. Nobody's that perfect person. I'm pretty sure there's stuff in Night Library that he'll never let you hear because he felt like it wasn't that good. You know what I mean? You'll never know about it. But I feel the same way about Texas Southern. I'm hard on my school because I want my school to be better. So I'm never going to slack up on anybody that went to Texas Southern at all because that's not what Gip would let me do. Gip told my music in front of me on the podium before because he was like, this trash, fam. You need to go back and do this again. He told me the first 4 measures, toe it up in my face. And you know what? It made me a better person because he didn't spare my feelings and he told me the truth about myself. He made me get better. So I'm gonna do the same for them. No, I don't think because it was played more or a lot that it was good. Now, if you want a prime example, then look at Crankfest. You tell me that song was matching up with everything else. Damn, how small the band was. You tell me, was it polished? Was it clean? That's the person that taught it. That's the person that wrote it.
I could really say, to be honest, that Crankfest was really like one of my least performers that I did not like.
I'm being
realistic. But we defended ourselves though. But I didn't like that performance.
The brother is talented. I like what he does. I'm not gonna bash him as a person because he's a good person. His arrangements are really awesome. I like what he does. But I just resent that fact that that's one of Texas top arrangers. I know at least 10 more people in that band that write music extremely well. They just don't get the opportunity because of politics. That happens all the time. It happened with Terrence Rock. And we didn't play it till 2 years later. And then everybody else started playing it. It happens. It happens.
And the reason I could tell y'all about getting support from the inner city, let me show y'all. Y'all see that?
Greater Baton Rouge alumni band, Sounds of the South.
Sound of the South. Whoa.
Let me show y'all something.
You got the shirt, Rick? The band shirt, Greater Baton Rouge All-Star Band shirt.
No, that's a polo I made because I founded the organization.
Yeah.
Wow.
I founded that. But due to politics, it didn't go nowhere. But and like when you talk about different things to the nature of the beast, as far as paperwork and stuff.
Yeah.
No matter how much you get on paperwork, tax ID, All that. No matter how much you do for that, guess what? If the inner city not supporting it, you don't have the support.
Yeah.
You can't do nothing. Like, give me 1 second. I'm gonna show y'all something.
Shout out to Janelle Johnson.
All right.
Yeah, I would like to interview you whenever you're free. But I got a question for Wendell.
All right.
So, what makes a good drum major to you?
Oh, let me tell you something about that. All right. What makes a good drum major to me is positivity, professionalism, and humbleism. The reason why I say that is because as a drum major in the collegiate level, you must research the history. Because my first year as drum major, I loved it. At the same time, I hated it because it was struggle. Because Darius Harris, prime example, I knew him since Greater Houston All-Star Band. He funk trained, played bass drum major, followed me off of Spring 13. You know what I'm saying? So he raised me up like Jonas did, like I mentioned early in the interview. He raised me up like Jonas did. You know what I'm saying? So I tried out. Giovandre St. Cyr, shout out to my bruh. You know what I'm saying? He Batitude, drum major. You know what I'm saying? He taught me the way, the modern way, and he's still fluent within the style of 3KO. 3KO, both Darius and Gio. Dexter Ali, Bowie, Brandon, all them cats, they all good people. My thing is, as a drum major, you should never forget about your tradition. You should never. Because how you go create something if you don't know the tradition or research about it? Because in my first year, it was very bad to where like we had action is cool, but we also had Darius who also wanted to keep us up and still have that martyr form and be in that new wave. But it was a struggle with that because within the squad, somebody decides to bash the alumni out.
Oh wow!
I'm just gonna say it right. I'm just gonna say it right there. I'm just gonna be blatantly honest. You know what I'm saying? I'm old enough. I'm 21. You know what I'm saying? And we talking about real here. We've been talking real ever since the beginning of the interview till now. You know what I'm saying? So that's just what I feel as a drum major. As a drum major, you should keep up with your tradition at all times. No matter you don't like the person or not, you should have the ability to respect the tradition and march forward.
Alex, man, what you think?
Man, what was the question? I'm laughing at Smash Time in the comments.
Shout out to Smash Time. He said, if y'all can change one thing about collegiate band culture, what would it be and why?
Childishness. Childishness.
Let me get it. The internet.
That too.
The internet.
Yeah.
Ricky old enough to know, and I'm old enough to know. Before this internet thing got hot, you didn't know who sounded like what. I didn't know what somebody sounded like till I got to the game. So I had no choice but to prepare. You know what I mean? Either I prepare to succeed or either you just preparing to fail. You know what I mean? Like that's what it was. I remember
YouTube.
Yes. I can't stand it.
Media and listen. I'm a see it. Media teams.
I can't do it. Let me
don't go home and not post a bad clip. Stop picking a good clip. Post them trash ass clips.
Post them.
Speak on it. Speak on it, Rick. Speak on it.
Because guess what? If you only show the good things, the kids ain't gonna never think they bad.
We skipped Brandon Banks' question, but I'm just so I can get to Brandon later. We went to was it Smile 04? We went to New Orleans, right? This before band got hot. Gerard was still having March of Sport at the time, so it wasn't a lot of clips out. And we was BSing around, bullshitting. You know what I mean? Gordon was telling us about Carver. We was bullshitting. Hey, man, we ain't worried about them. We gonna get down there fair. He was telling us about Fairleigh too. Mike Collins was there Fairleigh. We got down there to the damn parade and Carver lined up. I ain't never heard no shit like that. That's the first time I heard the Thong song in person. Blew my damn wig back. And we was up there bullshit. I ain't never heard him before. But had we listened to our band right there and prepared, because he already seen what Wilbur Rollins was planning, what Mike Collins had to go, because they played Toxics on us. Man, bro, we would have been ready. But not having that media presence, there's nothing against Smash Time. I like them. Thank you for putting the footage out there. We appreciate all that y'all do.
Yeah,
but I'm saying it ruined it, fam. For me. It ruined it. It ruined the element of surprise. I missed, like, man, you missed that game, fam. Southern was blowing on J State. Well, what happened? You had to be there. You know what I mean? You have to make that drive. I missed that element of surprise when you not knowing. It's just like it's too many people
Alex,
with camera phones. You can just see what you want
like
to see.
say that Texas Southern PV umbrella battle. You had to be at that Labor Day Classic to understand that.
Yeah, you got to be there,
do
man.
it no justice.
Yeah, it don't. It don't, fam.
Yeah,
Man.
some Brandon Bakes had a question. It was skipped over. He was like, "What is that you want people to receive from what Hum and TSU as a program?" I sometimes think fans doubt Texas band culture, but it is totally different.
It's
That's
not
what Brandon
doubted.
Bakes says.
It's not doubted. And let's not get Hum and Texas Southern intertwined. It's not that. Just because I went to Texas Southern does not mean I won't gung ho everybody from Texas Southern on my team. I mean, I got my new staff. They're a great set of people. Y'all found out if we get to next summer, you know what I mean, with COVID being on, you'll see all four of them. You know what I mean? I'll be in the background business, but they'll be handling business on the field. I needed to make a team up for myself. But what I expect people to see is a stretch towards excellence. That's what I expect them to see. I expect them to see discipline. I expect them to see pride. I expect them to see musical playing skills on a college level better, no matter what level of skill you're on. You know what I mean? I expect them to lead Houston. I expect them to see that we're leaders. We're trying to build this band community. That's what I want them to see. From Texas Southern, if that's a deeper question, it depends on your perception of Texas Southern. I will say that because I can say a lot of things, but it would disrespect a lot of people. So I can't really talk up on my school because without bringing in certain people. So for the sake of my school and keeping the honor intact, I'd rather not answer that question. Maybe Wendell can answer that better because I'm caught in between the era of Mr. Lee, Prof. Gibb, and Prof. D. And saying something against one will cause the other to be disrespected. So I'd rather not say nothing.
Okay.
Right.
So Wendell, man, how has it been the drum major, man? Like, what was your best drum major moment?
My best drum major moment?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. My best drum major moment was homecoming, the 50th anniversary of the Ocean of Soul. We practiced and we marched to the top of the parking garage and we did the field show, ripped at the rib like 3 times. And marching down into the TSU, it was very energetic, very energetic. You know what I'm saying? It was a lot of people was wild up. He was like, yeah, well, let's go drum majors, let's go Chris, let's go Patrick. Like it was really amped up. I was really here for it. I was really there for that moment. Like it really made me feel like, dang, this is really like a collegiate thing to do. Like really good.
Okay. So, man, what's some advice that y'all would give up and coming band directors? Alex, that's a question for you. And Wendell, man, what's some advice that you would give up and coming drum majors?
For band directors concerned, man, get your certification, baby. Get your. I mean, the degree is very important because you need that to open one door, but that certification so you can move around. You know what I mean? Some programs, I will be honest, aren't worth your time, and you have to realize when to let go. Don't try to build something that's not able to be built because people keep tearing it down behind your back. Learn when to let go. I had to do that at Phyllis Wheatley High School. I had to realize that no matter how hard and how many kids I get in the band, I would have 100 kids in the band. And by the end of the year, I'm ended up with 20 every time because people were tearing it down. The school didn't want one. Learn when to move around. It's okay to go to a different school because it's better for you. You know what I mean? It's okay. Sometimes building something isn't worth the stress. It isn't worth your life. It isn't worth your family. Learn that you're a man or a woman first, and you're a band director second, because this band director life will put you in the hospital. You know what I mean? Because you're everybody's uncle, daddy, brother, cousin, like Ricky said earlier. Learn to be a teacher first, a ranger second. You know what I mean? What else? A crank master second, whatever you want to call it. Teacher first. That keeps your job. Arranging is the fun part. Teaching is your job. That is your job. Being a band director is just a title. What you actually do is teach kids. Some of you might have to teach what we call after school classes. They might ask you what your minor is, and if you teach science, social studies, or algebra, or chemistry, guess what? That's what you'll be doing. So you need to learn how to keep your job. It doesn't matter what city you're in, wherever you're at, you're gonna have to do things that you weren't required to do for band in the first place. So you need to learn to do that. You know what I mean? It's a lot, man. I just want you guys to understand the realistic qualities of being a band director. I don't want anybody to catch that fantasy bug and thinking you're gonna get out here like Ricky said and just that's not gonna happen. You'll be by yourself. You'll be helpless. You won't have anybody to help you when you really need it. Like you might need a sousaphone in the next school 10 minutes down the street. And because you done started that ride with that band director, guess what? You ain't going on the field with that horn. He like, I can't help you, bro, because your attitude too bad. You have to learn to be a politician. Sadly, that's what happens. You know what I mean? Be honest with your associate, other band directors. Don't stab them in the back. You know what I mean? If you don't like something, tell them, but tell them out of respect. You know what I mean? Well, hey, bro, I wasn't feeling what you did earlier. You know what I mean? It's nothing against you, but I really didn't like this shit. That wasn't cool. Talk that shit out. Don't start any rivalries, because that's how Houston got where it is right now. People didn't want to talk stuff out. They just want to keep it in themselves. You know, if we're being real. That's the advice I'll give to upcoming band directors. Learn to be a teacher. That's the most important part. And the second part is get that certification.
All right. So
it's classroom adapting to the classroom.
There you go.
So my advice to the future drum majors, middle school, high school, collegiate, I will say this, and it's built up in the word, and it's an acronym. It's called LIT. Leadership, idealism, tolerance. So first one, leadership.
I like that.
You gotta learn how to be a leader before you can follow. You gotta learn how to be a leader. You gotta learn how to build up with trust with other people. Trust with other people, with your colleagues, and then move forward. Idealism. You got to learn how to create upon yourself. You can't depend on nobody to create for yourself, but also be collaborative with others to create the idea itself and approach that one goal. Really, that's what I got for the idealism. Now, tolerance. You got to know to handle yourself in a tolerant way, the good and the bad, in the political way. Because when I became drum major, my collegiate years, it was more getting hectic because I had to be more vocal enough than high school, and I had to learn how to be political. I know how to know when to talk, and I know how to when to shut up. You know what I'm saying? So that was just my advice to drum majors: leadership, idealism, tolerance. Lit, stay lit.
Okay. Another question for you, Wendell, man. What makes a good cymbal player to you?
What makes a good cymbal player? Creativity. Creativity within your hands. Like, it gets so weird to me as a cymbal player. I do this. Like, you feel me? Like, that's magicianship. You know what I'm saying? Right. You clap. I form a choke, right? You clap. That clapping is percussion. Hands is percussion. Right. You know what I'm saying? So with me, for my idealism as being a good cymbal player, just have an open, broad mind. Think of visuals. Think of lines. Think of loops. Think of explosive. Think of like a comic. If cymbal players have like its own Marvel comic, like a whole cymbal battle, like a samurai type of deal, think of that. Because that's how you do makes a great cymbal player. Visuals and playing technique. Playing technique and visuals.
Okay, so this is a question for both of you guys, man. Have you all ever had that moment where y'all just felt like giving up, like, man, this is too much and I'm done with it?
Yes.
This man been brought out there, man.
He got his craft hat. He got his craft hat. It was in the day.
This man.
Hold on, let me go get my piece of high school uniform.
He got his craft hat.
This man here, man.
My mate's in the car. My mate's in the car. All I got is my portrait right there. You see that ocean portrait? I got that right there. I ain't got to wear none of this right there.
I ain't got it.
Logo.
Oh man, we have two questions for Wendell, man. Someone wants to know what would be your plans for TSU for the spring?
My plans to be at TSU for the spring is to learn more on the brass way, learn more brass pedagogy. Learn to tell the drum section to play within a band. Really play within a band. Funk Train, we been a whole nother level in 2019 and Hanu against PV. And I feel like this year we just really need to turn it down a notch and play through pocket. So with this year in the spring, to be more vocal on the podium in instrumentation and orchestration.
Okay. Another question for you, Wendell, man. Smash Town wants to know, what's the hardest part about being a arranger coming from being a percussionist?
The hardest part is to have a broad-minded idea. Really, like I said throughout this whole video, I said idea. You got to have an idea, because every time I listen to music, I have a different approach to it. Like, for instance, I just wrote this song named "Do Better" by Ghana, and I want to see you do better. Fly, I'm a Neopard fella. That's a whole counter melody right there. You know what I'm saying? If you could sing it, you could write it. If you could hear it, you could write it. You know what I'm saying? So what I did was that after I wrote the song, I did an audio file. I had the song mixed in with the audio, and you still get that feel. Like, you still get that, okay, it's go bang, you know what I'm saying? So that's my idea. My idea of arranging is just, you just got to have the idea ready on spot. You just got to make it up. Take your time with it. Write it down. Never forget it.
Okay, we have another question for both of you guys. What are the go-to band programs in the area that you would suggest incoming new directors in Houston should look at to as mentors?
Basha, you want to go first on that one?
Yeah, Wild Trip High School. It's of course high school, but Charlie Stevenson started the first marching, not the first marching band, but had the biggest marching band in the 70s. Phyllis Wheeler High School. He's the one who had really 200 people in the 70s, man. He was a monster. And he went to a core style school and took his marching band philosophies there and retained a 200-piece band for the next 25 years. And his predecessor, Jesse Espinoza, is doing the same thing. So if you want to know how to retain a program and keep your size, that's where I learned it from. I learned it from him. The second band I will go to, Reginald Washington, Southern graduate at Westbury High School.
Tradition.
Yeah, exactly. He will teach you how to keep tradition in your band, how to keep everything lined up every year. Doesn't matter who comes through, what kid, ready to teach you. Ready to teach you. Westbury. The third school I recommend you to, I'm gonna recommend you to Alex Frazier and Trent Johnson at PA Memorial. I'm gonna recommend you to them because they started from nothing and built it up completely. And they're prime examples of band directors switching positions and moving forward and moving each other forward. If people pay attention to what they do. Trent was head band director and Frazier was the assistant. I believe Mr. Johnson is now principal, and Frazier moved up to being the head band director. I'm pretty sure Frazier has 2 assistants now. The cycle keeps going, man. Helping your people. Like, that's a prime example. I love that. That's another mentor. Huh?
Did not break that down. Bring
All right.
You for the walk, the journey.
The journey, baby.
Also,
I mean,
but also you got to have somebody that's gonna have your back.
Yeah. And they have each other's back.
Listen, when I was working with Tamika at Washington Marion, I take a lick, and so she can keep her job. Because guess what? As assistant director, you got to realize it's gonna have shit come up the band director get through in the mud for you got to take that lick on.
Yeah.
Because
All right.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it's some high schools I would like to recommend. I would recommend Steve F. Austin, Mr. Reynolds. He's a very, very good band director. The program still been growth ever since Kaylee, left the drum section. Alto High School. Alto, shout out to Mr. E. Mr. E, that's Mr. E. He's a very good, well-rounded high school. Shout out to Jonas McClain as well. He was part of that program. And for my last one, I will have to go with Marshall High School. Mr. Darwin Lewis. Shout out to him. Shout out to him. I'm really appreciative to him because he gave me 2 opportunities to train with his drum majors and Miss Ariel Jones to train with her percussion section with the cymbals. So that's why I recommend.
Okay. Yeah. Lenny Johnson said that man Alex got that bucket hat on that's about $80.
I paid for that. I paid for this. Is mine. I should have threw on the whole uniform.
What words of encouragement would y'all give anybody out there, with this COVID stuff going on, man? What's some words of encouragement y'all like to give to the people?
Keep music alive, man. Really, really, truly, because over this pandemic, I was bored. I was writing music. I took the pen down. I gave it a breather. And me and Zachary Johnson had this high school player came up to us, was like, hey, can you like form us like a little playground band? So, you know, just to play. So what we did, we took that playground band, we made it a little brass pedagogy. We just focusing on scales. We just focusing on skills, you know what I'm saying? And it got, it just got shut down, you know, just because. But parents was there. We had consent forms, we had masks, and we had hand sanitizer. And it was a good turnout for one day. We really made music happen in one day. You know what I'm saying? We played a chorale, and then we played a little. They was playing, but them high school kids, they knew black and blues, so we decided to play black and blues.
Oh, wow.
Just ba da 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 ba da da. I'm playing the pocket. Little Nick Connor, shout out to him. He was playing pocket on the drum set. I was showing him 2 and 4. You know what I'm saying? All I would say was keep the music alive.
Okay.
Uh,
What you say?
if we talking about, they just talking about people in general.
Yeah, there's people in general.
Man, I don't want to sound like I don't want to sound insensitive, but it's just COVID, fam. There's been worse things in the world. You know what I mean? You look at Katrina that happened, Harvey that happened. You know what I mean? It could be a lot worse things. I mean, we were close to war so many times to hit our front doorstep. It's COVID, fam. It's a flu. I mean, if you catch it, God bless you. I hope you get better from it. If you don't, you don't. But this will pass, and we'll be back on schedule again. You just have to, you know what I mean, have faith in whatever you have faith in, and be patient. I've learned that as a director and as a man myself. I wasn't always. I was very aggressive and ready to throw these hands. Try Jesus, not me, because I do throw hands. But
That's the second
man.
band from Texas Southern that talk about fighting. Do y'all have band fighting fast?
No, man, it's not that.
Play that.
Y'all just need to. Everybody just need to glove up, man.
Man,
I mean, sometimes you got to go that route, man. I try not to, but some people think because you a band director, you playing band, that you won't, you know what I mean, bless them a couple of times across the state. I'm like,
well,
I'm a nigga.
lie. Another thing that I like when we've been on, and I just thought about this. Why haven't a band director from the college or the high school ranks that have some type of influence on the upcoming band directors and the thing have a virtual band conference with amongst each other? Figure out what can we do? Do you need any warm-up crowds? Do you need any long slur? What do you need to kind of work your band? If your kids, we're gonna send out a mass email. Pat, send this to your woodwind, send this to your percussion, send this to, you get what I'm saying? Why haven't nobody said they had no virtual conferences with band directors?
They did. They ran them out of Texas Southern.
Huh?
They did do that. They ran them out of Texas Southern.
Whoa.
They ran Texas Southern?
He was doing that. But, you know, when people disagree with certain things, and, you know, unfortunately, other stuff happened, and he's no longer with us at the time. But you know,
no, I'm talking about during the
why don't they do that? It's been done. It's been done 3 or 4 times. I can give you a prime example. The first time it happened was with Ronald Thornton. It happened with Ronald Thornton.
No, I'm talking about right now during this pandemic. I'm talking
why
about
it hasn't happened? Because there's nobody wants to listen to nobody. Nobody wants to listen to nobody. I guarantee you, if Dr. Zachary holds one, and he's a real esteemed, you know, great guy. If Dr. Zachary holds one, the only people that's gonna show up is probably the Prairie View people. Then Texas Southern people not gonna come. If Mr. D hold one, the only people that's gonna show up is the TSU people, and nobody from Prairie View gonna show up. That's how deep this shit is in Houston. That's how deep it is. Niggas hate each other in Prairie View and TSU. I mean, I hate, like, probably do a drive-by on your mama house. They don't like each other.
Whoa. Whoa.
Not the drive-by.
Whoa. Slow the brakes. Stop the brakes.
They don't like it.
Jesus, you ain't lying, but Jesus take the wheel.
Take the wheel immediately.
I mean, guess what though, Alex and Wendell and everybody? I would love to see Javon do a summer edition of teachers teaching in the trenches.
I was there.
No, I'm talking about right now.
Oh, but I went to the one last year when Murray came and Simmons and them was there and Paul Adams. I
like a pandemic thing for the pandemic. Like he gonna do teachers in the trenches when everything clip. I'm talking about like people give advice to the new band director. You know, like they need like these band directors with 5 or 10 or more years. Man, grab a hold of some of these students, please. These students of the game. Stop letting these kids come from your perspective, college band program and music department, and watching them people fall flat on their face without giving advice and help.
Mm-hmm.
When you was in a band with them, you was teaching them you're doing through section stuff with them, running. Treat them like a crab in the band director level. Make them want their band program exceeds the limits of the world. Because you got these band directors. Out of 10 bands, you might see 3 that be like, damn, they decent. I like them. They okay. Like, it's no challenges no more in the band world.
That's true.
That's true. It's no more.
Yeah.
Like I consider the band competition in the stands at the front gate. And did tell you, when the band start marching in, I tell them who gonna win.
Yep. Every time.
That's true. You could tell.
Because guess what? If you look horrible marching in, you're gonna look horrible on the field.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We have a question. Got a question for Alex, man. He said, "Do you see yourself being a college band director?"
Yeah. I'm working on that right now. That's why I left. Doing HISD, doing marching band. That's why I'm doing course-style band right now. I need a better background. Politics is everything in Texas. And who asked that question?
Lenny Joseph.
And Lenny, if you know anything about Texas and its politics, your paperwork has to be phenomenal. For you to be on a college level, you have to know some people to get you where you need to go. I'm very patient, man. I'll probably be almost 40 when I get there. So I got 6 more years to go. but at the same time,
I got 3 months.
So shit, you know, I'm working on it. Whether it's here or it's somewhere out of state where I got to move my family. Yeah, I see myself being in college. If I had the opportunity right now and I was done with this master's, I'll jump at it. You know what I mean? Of course, I want to be on the assistant level because I want to mold the band first. I don't want to be a head band director right away. I've been a head band director before, and I found like that's tons of work. I've mastered it, but I enjoy my job better being an assistant, just being honest. You know, sometimes I'm a head job now for everybody.
You the head director where you at now?
I'm the assistant director where I'm at now. So I work with all the kids, all the music. I'm good with that. I like doing it. That's my forte.
I'm not a music maker, but I learned so much. Like sitting in the band room with Javon when I used to be assist, like a liaison person helping him do things for the Strummer band department. I learned so much from that guy in the band room, sitting there talking to him when he was writing music. I like listen to him, like, be like, damn. I'd be like, man, where you heard that in the music at? And he'll stop the song and tell me, listen, pay attention, listen for this sound. Like he was training me. And then when I got the Washington Marion helping Tamika, she just took me to a whole nother level. I was already, listen, I already had that fire in me to battle people. When she gave me the ranks to be over the band to battle at events, I turned to an arrogant asshole.
Man.
I blow at your grandmother band on crutches. I'm blowing it. I'm gonna blow her wig off her head.
But to answer Lenny's question, yeah, man, I see myself being a college director. I don't tell a lot of people this, but I tell everybody right now, this is my first choice. But where I really want to be, if I had the opportunity, Grambling. Grambling got the money. Grambling got the recruitment. Grambling could be a monster like that, fam. Them in Alabama State, they'll run the swag if the right people were over. It's not saying that they're not now, but I'm saying I see so much potential.
Grambling was in the top 5 this year. They weren't at the bottom.
Yeah, Grambling be a monster, man. I just be feel like they got the talent and it's just never used correctly sometimes. You know what I mean? I feel like you get excited and fall up.
I-20 got so much talent. You got to think about what's coming out of Shreveport. You got Roger. Yeah. You got Wood. You got
Booker T.
Booker T. You got Emmanuel there, but also you got Desiree at Carroll pushing out music.
Yeah. Carroll was nice.
And you got Wassman. You got Wassman.
Yeah, you got
Wassman like near Vidalia, Louisiana.
No, Wassman in Shreveport.
No,
I mean,
Monroe.
Monroe.
Okay.
You thinking about Faraday?
There we go. Because I passed one of them going to Natchez. I can't remember which one it is.
Faraday.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that's Faraday. Man,
Well,
shout
no. If
Janelle
you
Johnson. Janelle, I want to get you on for an interview. Hit me up.
depend on which way you going to Natchez. Which way you try?
I'm traveling up, coming from the back end of Vidalia, so I can cross over the bridge. So I usually run past Faraday if I take the back road.
Yeah, you come through Alexander.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, you run into Faraday High.
Yeah.
Because you get on 15 and come on down to 61.
Okay.
Through 60 Island, yeah. You run by Faraday. But man, it has to be a system in place where everybody in the greater Houston area agree that it's for the kids and not for the adults. Until the adults get it together, the kids will never get together. And band directors need to stop telling band director that's your enemy. They need to first go in the classroom and say, listen, when we see those bands, and the reason people hate mass bands and community and stuff like that, because these kids are taught love for each other, not hatred. Some people teach these kids, man, fuck them and they band director. First thing the kids gonna do, man, ain't nobody gonna play with my band director. But your band director teaching you wrong. The same person that I might call Alex a bitch ass nigga.
Damn.
Wow.
In high school, but guess what? I go to Texas Southern, he end up being my roommate. I'm just saying in general. You know,
it happens.
You know how many times people get into that band, battle band? Oh, they did. But guess what? Band schools are just like the streets. Long as you making them look good, they love you. Soon as you make them look bad, it's fucking on to the next person.
Yep.
So guess what? Yeah, you can have pride, but also have self-pride and standards and morals.
Right.
Somebody in the band director world with status quo, with respect, need to put together a band etiquette chart, the do's and don'ts in the band room, and send it to every high school, middle school, elementary school, band director, collegiate, and hang it on the door, on the wall that you got to come in before the band hall. And guess what? Stop letting them kids chew gum, because that's messing up your homes.
No, about that.
Stop eating in your band room. That's why the school board ain't gonna put new carpet in there.
Drinking soda and playing your horn, all that shit.
Man, like it's just so much that get overlooked. It's like if you don't have a big band or you ain't in a certain circle, you look at it like this.
All right.
Like, what the hell going on here?
What's going on?
Listen, and I yes, man. When before, like a lot of people look down on the 337, like at Northside, Generette. After Everson left St. Martinville, people really thought the band coach had died in the 337 of Louisiana. But it didn't. You still had people putting in work. You had old boy, the assistant band director at Grambling, he was at West St. Mary working his ass off. You had Ron Mays at Franklin working his ass off. You had Al at Northside working. You had Percy at St. Martinville working his ass off. Then he went to West Town. You had Safi at Generate working his ass off. You had Tamika at Washington Marion working her ass off. You had the old boy Chief at Opelousas working his ass off. You had the people at Crowley, Eunice. You had these people putting in the work but getting looked down on because they don't have the numbers. But the same people with numbers have poor bands. Stop trying to be in a big band division when you got a small band sound. Put what you can put and go with it.
Let's see it happen.
Shit, man, let me tell you something, man. You can only lie to yourself. You can't lie to everybody else. Like, man, people tell me I battle hard. I battle tough critics. No, I don't. I don't judge bands hard. I judge band on musicianship. Listen, let me to all the band heads that's watching these interviews and listen, stop trying to get MP3 sound out of 8-track. Tune your ears to what's going on. Go back to the foundation of music. Remember, these MP3s are cheater codes. Go listen to go learn how. Half these motherfuckers don't know how to use a wax vinyl radio. They lost.
Right.
Now you move that and scratch the music. That's how a lot of these bands sound. Shit.
Wendell, man, I got a question for you, Wendell, man.
All right.
What was the most intense drumline battle that you've been in so far?
You asked me that, man. The most intense drumline battle. That you talking about as far as collegiate, or you talking about overall?
Overall, man.
All right, let's go back to BCE. Okay, BC Elmore versus Stevenson Middle School in High Noon 2011 on stage. Man, we took first round hit, play the cadence, bop, done. Next thing you know, Stevenson played. We pulled out the newspapers. We telling the bro, we tell hold on. We talking to each other, talking about, ooh, look at this car here. I'm gonna buy this car. I'm gonna buy this car. They done with their cadence. Now listen to the train. Scoop bounce. The goose. Like that, man. 420 Clip was stupid, boy. Cliff, man, I give it to him, man. Cliff really raised. And I ain't gonna lie to you, some of these kids that's still in that drum section, that middle school drum section, they went to TSU. Derek Hicks, snare drummer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like Davion Stewart, tenor drummer. Like Courtney Wills played tenor drum. They played trumpet for TSU. Like kids were still striving.
Man.
And shout out to them, man.
Shout out to BCE.
And I really want to see the city of Houston back on the scene because, like, man, to be honest with y'all, when I go to battle bands and I see a band from Houston come, I'll be like,
Well, now Westbury's good, man. Westbury's tight, doc.
I respect Westbury when I see Westbury, but you only see Westbury at the battle of the bands in Port Arthur.
Yeah. It's a lot of red tape on HISD trying to get out of town, man.
He over there in the wrist. See, everybody don't know this here. Everybody say Westbury's in Houston. Westbury is actually in the town corporation Bel Air on the west side of Houston.
In Bel Air,
they're located over there.
Yeah.
See, I know that.
He know it.
Full device. Yeah.
Wendell, do you know who Andrew is?
Andrew who?
The old Texas Southern drum major.
Andrew, yes, I've heard of him.
How you don't know Andrew? He was
I know.
He was the starting drum major in Texas Southern history.
You talking about action? You talking about action?
You talking about preach?
You talking about action? Action?
He a preacher now?
What
He a preacher. I was with Action today. Doing, huh?
The little short Andrew was drum major in 95, 96 when Texas Southern used to be in the SWAC championship.
Yes, I know him. He was marching with Action. Action marching 85, and I know little Andrew. I know Patrick Rivers.
Andrew was 96, 94, 95.
Okay, so he was right after Patrick Rivers.
Y'all got
I heard his name before. Huh?
He was the drum major when y'all got in trouble.
Yeah. Tokyo.
No, I'm just saying. I'm just putting you in a time frame. But watch this. I've been around Texas Southern so long. I remember Cinnamon used to play snare. I met Cinnamon when he was on snare drum.
Cinnamon? Wow. Cinnamon. We have a whole cadence named Cinnamon. That's what I heard of Cinnamon before.
Man, let me tell you something. Hey, they got to hate me, but they got to love me.
Right.
I argue facts, not biases.
You know Landon Taylor?
If I see him, I know him.
Basha, you know who Landon Taylor is.
I do know Landon.
He was the last drum major that wrote for TSU. That was like 15 years ago.
Landon wrote for 2 years straight, and not a single director wrote any music. It was Landon, Robert Lauder, and 2 other people that wrote a lot of stuff for Texas Southern.
That was the last drum major that wrote music 15 years ago, and look at the time now in 2020.
Now the only drum major I didn't actually got that I'm really up to par with was my Masonic brother Trent
Johnston, LSO, Funk Train. Shout out to him. KK Side, fire me off. Shout out to him, man. Shout out to him.
But
real.
Man, you got to understand the things that was going on in Houston that made Houston band seem great. You had the Robert Thorntons, you had the Mark Gardens, you had what it is, Madison,
the Butlers, the Benjamin Butlers.
High school level.
You talking about high school? You talking about Jackson, Ronald Thornton Jr. He said Mark Gordon, Ronald Thornton Sr., Ren Joseph. Ren, a lot of things.
Ren Joseph.
Before you got Roderick Little, who was a percussionist, Ren put Worthing on the map, period. Ren changed the whole Funk Train style when he got there from Yates. Because if you knew Funk Train before 94, it was a whole different sound from when Ren and KP came and changed the actual sound of it. Ren Joseph did a lot of things. He's actually the fine arts coordinator in A-Leaf right now. He's doing some big things.
And we did a whole performance for him on Black History Month.
Yeah, Ren
we did a whole performance for him.
Hey, what's up? People always say Texas schools never go to Mardi Gras, but MB Smiley always marched.
Went to Mardi Gras.
No, they always marched the parade in Morgan City.
Yeah.
You know how I know? We battled Smiley in spring 95 in Morgan City.
We came to New Orleans. We did Endymion Parade. We did Rex and Bacchus. That was during my time. What Hubbard did back then before Moore got there, I don't know. But we still did Morgan City. I believe Beaumont Ozan and Beaumont Central was still huge. Ozan was like 220. They had a band partner from Prairie View.
Man, you gotta think about this, man. People forget about good history. They only bring up the negative history. Like, man, I don't care what nobody say. I would take that Willow Ridge band and put them in the city of New Orleans against anybody.
That 400 piece.
96, 97, 98, 99.
And Marshall.
Somebody said the best show style bands in Houston right now is Westbury and Marshall. What y'all think?
That's true. Everybody else trash.
That's true because they kept themselves up to par. That's true because they kept themselves up to par. We ain't gonna lie.
I haven't seen Marshall other than a parade, so you can't just stick. Marshall just got here. I mean, Darwin got them sounding good. They don't sound bad. They don't sound flashy. Let me talk about overall band program.
Let me give you a little hint. You want to know why Westbury's straight and sound and decent for the past couple years? Because Mr. Reginald stick to foundation. He stick to his plan. And also, he bring on his Southern brothers that gonna help build it.
You know, Mr. Major, my church member.
Mitch Major.
Yeah, Mr. Mr. Major go to me and Mr. Major go to the same church. I was the altar boy. He was sitting on the pew.
You talking about Mellow Five Fellow himself?
Yep.
Hey, Wendell, the same people that you be talking to that's band director now, I remember them being in college. I met them when they was freshman and sophomore.
History.
Man, listen.
What Lenny Joseph said, Marshall did a whole 2-ballad band. Lenny, look, man, I don't look at other bands. That's just me. It's nothing against Darwin. Darwin, again, one of my Ocean brothers. He cool. I'm just saying, like, when we talk about Houston, I look at longevity. I don't look at bands like, oh, well, what's the name, the coldest in the city because of this 1 year. Like, you got to do some other stuff. If you look at other programs in other cities, you're not just gonna give Landry Walker the best band or number 2 band out for 1 year. You're gonna make them earn it because anybody can have a good year. That could happen. I mean, fam, you could have a middle school come. Man, I don't even know if you old enough to remember, fam, when the K used to go at it with Reed. When Lowe was
yeah. Yeah. I remember
That,
one year they was on top. Then the next year Carver came up behind him and Reed was smashing on everybody too. I think PJ was still playing in the band on trumpet. Like it was it varies. You got to have that consistency. So he's just starting. So if he's the best right now, I agree with you. But let time tell.
Well, then the other thing that people got to realize, you could be great in your area because there's no competition.
True. I mean, you got Winter Red. They're the same size. You know what I mean? What fix your face? You gotta look up like that.
Man, only band that can leave Houston and go get somebody like Port Arthur a challenge is Westbury.
Beaumont United.
Yeah, Beaumont United.
Yeah, I said it. I say it again. The Dragon himself, Mark Martin. The Dragon.
I like Mark. I like Mark as a person. Head to head, Westbury a Dragon.
Really? I don't know.
That's tough. That's tough.
What are y'all listening to?
That's really tough.
I'm listening to what you're saying, but I'm like, I don't know. It depends on what day it is.
What day and what time
on what day it is. I'm just saying. I'm being honest. It depends on what day it is. This Houston is funny.
When you stay ready, you don't have to get ready.
I understand that, but I'm saying Houston bands just like the weather. It could be raining this morning, 30 degrees below zero right now, and then sunshine 102 degrees by 2 o'clock. You need to have all kinds of clothes in your car.
But
like,
well, guess what though? I mean, so Alex, guess what though, Alex?
What?
Beaumont is his own city. He's
That's
not
true.
from Houston.
But he still compete with Port Arthur. He got
He got to, because that's no, I'm talking about from the city. I'm talking about from 77033.
Okay.
77033.
Okay.
Oh, zip code.
Okay. Okay, if we said it like that.
All right, I'm gonna put it to you like this here. We come up with $10,000.
Okay.
All right.
What top 3 bands you could bring from Houston to go against anybody?
Why you put me in that situation like that?
I'm just saying, what they in that too?
On and you put me in.
Why put me in this situation?
No, I'm asking.
If you
won't let
me pick from Texas, or you gonna let me pick from Houston?
Houston, Dallas straight.
You said $10,000.
Beaumont United.
I can pick from the surrounding areas too of Houston.
Within a toll bridge.
Shit.
Because
Westbury
for sure.
That's one.
I can't count Marshall because Marshall's outside the toll bridge.
Exactly. So guess what? To me, once you get past what that is back there, the toll bridge, you're no longer in Houston, you're in another area. Pearland don't count.
Something like that. Yeah, Houston still owns it, but yeah, I get you.
Man, that come on now, man. That's just like claiming Baytown. It's not gonna happen.
But Harris County still owns it, so it doesn't matter what they do.
He should have said the county. He should have said the county instead of the city. He should have said the county.
But guess what though? If I send an invitation to that school, it's not gonna have Harris County, Texas. It's gonna have that city is in, not Houston, Texas.
That's true.
So all right, let me give you an example. If I send an invite to John Eric to Kenny Collins,
yeah,
it's gonna say Marrero, Louisiana, not New Orleans, Louisiana.
That's
I see what you're saying. It's within a drive distance, so you can attach it. On the music scene, Houston really don't have nothing to make nobody be a threat about. Why you think when they have battle bands, people come? Now, if you want to really pick Texas band that pose a threat everywhere, you got Reagan. You got what is Reagan High from over there by Austin?
Yeah, Roy. Yeah, Roy's a good band director.
No, yeah, Reagan.
Yeah, Reagan sound good.
Reagan sound good.
The white guy, right?
Yeah.
He played 2-bit PV. That's Roy. His band director was from Southern.
Oh, no, Roy Geis, yeah.
That's Reagan.
Yeah, you said Reagan. Yeah, that's
not
Roy.
Royal. Not Royal.
His name is Rory.
Oh,
Rory Geis. Roy
Yeah,
Gaines.
he played tuba. Prairie View. Yeah.
They nice.
Okay.
Then
They
you got to pick Westbury. Then you
Yep.
got to say Port Arthur. Then you got to slide to Dallas and say Cedar Hill with Derek and
You got Skyline. You got Carter.
Caroline.
You got
Sock is a good one.
Yeah. You got a whole bunch of schools out in Dallas. They come down. Alto. You can't forget Alto.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
Alto.
you cannot forget Alto.
Alto and Nacogdoches. That don't count. That's East Texas.
But
But they're still in
Pasadena.
Texas.
I know, but he could just drive over the bridge and be in Louisiana.
but
I'm just
he
but,
count.
but yeah, he count. And I'll say this live. When he was at Worthy,
Yeah.
I served him. And Mardi Gras Galveston.
I mean, if you got yeah, all right. I mean, I think XFA had a bad setup at Worthing. If they weren't trying to support that man building the program, if we putting it out there for him, I really think
Yeah. He was set up. Anybody go over there set up for failure?
Yeah, he was battling uphill, fam, and he did the right thing. Like I just told some of the band directors, he moved. I would have did the same thing.
He asked me, man. He was talking to me about John Lee. I said, man, if you can find something in Texas, stay because you're gonna get the money.
That's true.
And listen, it's not always about a program. And you got families to live. Like right now, think about if these people that stayed in them programs paying them $40,000, where they'll be right now living in an $80,000 house. They'll be flip-flop down, wishing for $600.
We got some middle schools that can hang. We had V Prep and Kevin Black. I forgot what school Kevin Black was at.
Alice Harder, Roots of Music will blow their face off.
Oh no.
Oh man.
Is you crazy?
I can show you a clip of mine at Ortiz. I don't think so. Not my 50 trumpets. but whatever. I mean,
man, Roots of Music.
It is what it is.
No,
we don't have to sit there.
What I'm saying is this. When people think about Texas, there's no big band in Houston that nobody afraid of. You have to think about this, Alex. Early 2000s, before the hurricanes came and destroyed everything, when people went to battle the bands in Houston, they used to be worried about Willow Ridge. They used to be worried about Smiley. They used to be worried about them schools. You know what I'm saying? Now all Houston bands in the medium, a small band category.
That's true. I mean, give them time. Give them time, man.
What
give Darwin time at Thurgood Marshall. Give him time.
He's doing good. He's doing good. He's doing good over there. I'm talking about the other schools that have been struggling before. Jack Yates supposed to be an outstanding program. And I'm gonna tell you something. When you look at bands, Jack Yates, Southern Lab, and Grambling High School, none of them three schools should not be a top tier battling programs across the country because they too close connected to high schools. I mean, to the HBCU. Too much musicianship goes on around them programs not to be solid.
Yeah. But again, then that brings us back to earlier conversations, though, Ricky. You talking about band programs where core is not dominant. Core is not dominant in New Orleans. Core is not dominant in Louisiana. The culture, marching band, 8 to 5, modified military is dominant in the boot. In Houston, that shit don't matter. If you ain't got ones in UIL, nobody is hiring you. They're not even looking at you at this point. Like UIL ain't no joke. They got everything on lock. You'll be a whole out here with no job if you don't do this UIL shit. Like I'm dead.
But guess what though? Jackson, Mississippi bands got to do the same thing Houston do.
Not to the extent they make us do. They will make you cut your whole damn marching season if your ass don't come up with a UIL show that's credible.
Guess what?
They take it out your budget. You don't even get to keep that money. Whatever you got, it's $4,000 going to UIL.
Alex, I watched Christopher Little come to Natchez High School in 2013 and do a UL performance, core style.
Yep.
Drum majors went out there like J State, but guess what they did? Chop, chop, do, bong. Woo! I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I want to see some nigga shit. You come to see this? I want to see some nigga shit. But guess what?
Tell you what, and it's not against Mississippi band because Jet Hill, Natchez High, what was that? Provine, I forgot what other school that was.
Provine.
Provine.
Those schools are awesome, man.
Provine.
I guarantee you, I promise you. And anybody in the comment section that's from Houston, back me up on this. If you bring them schools down here and put them in UIL, they will fail horribly. Tell them to put their best show together. Even Whitehaven, bring it down here to Houston and go to a UIL competition and watch the racism destroy your band.
Yeah, they gonna destroy it.
Peace. Every single step they take, every bad tone they hear, every slight bit of your culture that they hear, they're gonna kill it. They're not going to give you an option. They don't even have people to judge our stuff. And when you try to do stuff, they talk about you like a dog and still want you to come back. I'm telling you, bro, it's a losing battle.
And guess what?
Learn core style and beat them like Ronald Thornton did. Learn it, whoop their ass, and then do what you want to do because they can't beat you, or just ultimately just be dusted in the way.
That's all. When you go there and get that done to you, that's a wake-up call, and it's called ego trip.
It's not really a wake-up call.
The old method is, Alex, the old saying is, you either gonna shit or get off the pot.
That's true. But how do you shit and get off the pot when the artists are
learn how to be that person?
Exactly. What you think I'm doing right now? What you think I'm doing right now?
Hey, prime example. Hey, prime example. LSU head band director.
Yeah. The black guy, huh?
Yeah, it came from Jackson State.
Yeah,
went to Jackson State.
Mm-hmm.
But again, that's Louisiana. You talk about Texas.
We talking about LSU.
I know, but you're talking about Louisiana versus Texas. You talking about a state that I don't give a damn. We got our own education system against America. I mean, you competing. You talking about people that make a move on the fly. Texas don't give a damn. Let me tell you how powerful it is, though. Let me get it out. Let me tell you how powerful it is. You can get certification anywhere in the USA, and you can Google it. You can do whatever you do. I guarantee you it's a fact. You can get certification in anything teaching in the USA. When you bring your ass to Texas, you got to take that test again because they say your education is not good enough. Somebody from Louisiana tell me that I'm right. When you bring your ass down here from Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, Michigan, I don't give a damn. Texas don't give a shit about your education. You get down here, son, that's not good enough. Take this test over again and show me that you know what you're doing. But when you get your certification in Texas, you can take it anywhere in the United States and teach. Anywhere.
Man, listen, I know what you mean. I'm a certified pharmacy technician in 50 states right now. All I gotta do is apply for the board. I'm waiting on my pharmacy stuff to come back from the state of Texas right now. You know what I'm saying?
We got about 5 more minutes before we shut it down.
Shut it down.
Yeah, for sure.
So, hold on, y'all. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
So, my question would be, with building hum, what's the next steps? What's the next steps of you building numbers? Will you reach out to fellow hum members and old hum members that march everywhere else across the country to come back home?
Mm.
I have.
He hit the nail on the butter at the Basha. He put the nail on the butter for real.
And listen.
I reached out.
And to everybody in the band culture, make sure home is straight before you go somewhere else.
Please. Oh my God. I feel like
stop leaving home with a wrinkled coat.
It's 2020. It's 2020, bro. It's 2020, bro. I feel like that, like coming back home needs to be like mandatory instead of forget home. Like that stuff dead. Like it's 2020. Like time has changed. Time need to change. Like, come on now. Like
man, listen. And I'll be honest, I'll go and work with high school bands, go in the classroom, help critique. Only way I ever join a band staff full-time again is if it at Capital Senior High School, 1000 North 23rd, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, 70802, my alma mater. Because I want to see home thrive.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see home successful. And if anybody currently looking for a job, Capital High School is looking for a band director, last I heard.
Shout out to Capital.
And the thing is, man, we have to learn to come together as a race before we could say build a culture.
That's true.
That's true.
If we stop kicking every black horse we see, we can have more running the pastures.
That's true.
We could have more people leading the flock.
Fellas, I enjoyed y'all. Call of Duty,
Yes.
calling my name. And,
So
The Avengers beta is calling my name.
I still got a fifth of Crown Peach up there in the corner I gotta get rid of.
Alex, man, send me your PSN, bro.
Send me your PSN.
All right.
All right.
Y'all dudes playing PlayStation and shit. I'm over here simping moonshine and shit.
This
But
dude,
hey, to be honest with y'all, man, Wendell, this is my first time seeing you, my first time meeting you, man. And I'll say this, man. Much love for coming on the show. Much love for staying at Texas Southern after Gip stepped down. Keep pushing the ocean. CC waterbound. If you can't
swim, about to drown.
Drown in the ocean. I learned that in 95.
Thank you.
So at the end of the day, man, to all my students from Washington, Maryland that march in the ocean. Yeah, I got students that I was under me that march at the ocean. Yeah. Hey, man. Hey, Southern drum major.
Ron, shout out.
He marched under me at Washington, Maryland. I put him on F-on from trumpet.
Get him, Ricky.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Texas Southern University.
Angelo played tuba.
Shout out to Ocean of Soul, man.
Yeah.
Angelo that played tuba. Man, let me tell y'all something. The most sleeper from Texas Southern. Shout out to my boy Corey Stoner.
Corey.
Know about Corey, okay. Know about Ricky. I like you, man. You cool, bro. I like
cool,
you.
very cool. He real cool.
Ricky,
He
you
real
good,
cool.
baby.
Corey came from Beaumont Central.
Yeah, you know Corey. Okay. Yeah, let me.
Man, let me tell y'all something. Ricky know everybody, man.
I know.
Hey,
man.
he know everybody. He know me. He on his know me hit list.
Let me do my shout outs and get my ass out of here.
And just like y'all drum major, he from Opelousas.
Yeah. So shout out to
Cinnabon.
Shout out to Mark Martin, Alex Frazier, Trent Johnson, Javon Pollard. Thank you for that teaching in the trenches. It was awesome, my brother. Wilbur Rollins and Low Rollins. You know, I appreciate y'all.
Big ass T on that hat.
You know what I'm saying? That's right.
I like to give out my shout outs.
I didn't say Mark Martin, Reginald Washington, Mr. Lee, especially Gip. If you're watching, my dude, man, we love you. We miss you. We appreciate everything you did at Texas Southern. Go somewhere, dog, and destroy the world. I love y'all, man. I'm out.
All right, man.
All right. I like to give my shout outs. I would like to say shout out to my family. I love my mama. My mama's asleep right now. Shout out to Prof D, Dr. D. Shout out to Gip. Shout out to Prof Gray. Shout out to GQ, Kappa Kappa Psi. Shout out to Sigma Theta. Shout out to my brother. Shout out to all my bandmates. Shout out to my whole band, the Ocean of Soul. Shout out to everybody, man. Please watch this interview. This is a reality check. Thank you for having me. You know what I'm saying? I'm very appreciative of meeting Ricky.
Wendell, before you go, I got one question for you.
Yes.
What drum major squad have y'all taken the L to?
Ooh.
You talking about as far as this year? This year? I ain't gonna lie to you. We took an L to PV because I slipped because of my boot. We took an L to PV.
You never admit you was the call.
Kept it real. At least he kept it real.
Hey, what do you think about J State drum major?
Same tradition, but they just modern. Same tradition, but different dudes because they got the in the car. They got Nate. Shout out to Nate. You know, he
Shout
just
out to Nate.
shout out to Nate. You know what I'm saying? They got Nate. You know what I'm saying? He been keeping up the style since he was in the car. So they got him.
I remember when Nate got chosen for drum major. Nate was chubby.
Oh
Yeah.
wow. Yeah, I see he lost a lot of weight.
Yeah, Nate slimmed down.
Hey, but man, you know, man, stay on a positive note, bro. You know, Man, you know, just keep God first. The ocean gonna return. And
Sure.
one shout out, man, to Clarence Gibson for all the music he has sent me over the years that
Shout
I
out to
always
Gib.
requested from him, and you know the thing that he done for the band world. And also, man, huge shout out to Nathan Hamer
Shout out to him, man.
for the goodness that he done. And I think if Nate and Gip would have been that, and Gray would have been, and Professor D would have been a team at Texas Southern, they would have woke the band scene all the way up.
Yeah.
And you know, man, to everyone, stay safe in this COVID-19, y'all. Like, I talk shit, I bullshit, I don't cut the chase, but at the end of the day, I'm praying for all y'all that God keep y'all covered in His blood, because this is serious. Like, because people are dying every day. It's people you know that's dying from this disease, this pandemic.
Right.
You know, so be careful. Wear your mask. Stay 6 feet apart. You know, do the right thing, because we want band to return full swing.
Right.
We need it.
For sure. Straight out the gate.
Wendell, man, I appreciate it, man. Like I say, man, send me your PSN, and
For
yeah,
sure.
we gonna get it in, bro.
Vet. All right. For sure.
All right.
All right, Ricky.
All right, buddy.